The tech center, after an earlier crash northbound I-25 at Yale, has been cleared. At one point, it jammed back traffic to Arapahoe Road. Right now, we're just seeing some slower speeds between Hamden and Yale, but even that, really not bad. The rest of I-25 looking good, and no other highway accidents at this point, and no major side street issues that I can warn you about. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a 15-degree temperature drop today compared to yesterday's high.
And he's spot on. Not a lot of insurance companies cover for it. I mean, not a lot of them will do it.
And then again for tomorrow, mid-80s and dry. Currently, it's 69. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
You know, I really love theliquidloan.com. The Liquid Loan is a 30-year line of credit that pays off your existing mortgage. Now, if you have more equity, instead of pulling cash out immediately, you can have a line of credit. And this line of credit can be used at any time. Now, it's all simple interest. All of it. So you can pay very low payments every month if you want to pay interest only. And if you're only staying in your house 5 years or less, you should just pay interest only. But let's say at the end of 5 years you decide to stay in your home. You can pay an interest payment, a principal payment all at once. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever you want. Then if you need it back, you take it back. In fact, you can pay it down, pay it up, borrow it up, do whatever you want with it. It's a liquid loan. What I love about it is it's a 30-year line of credit with simple interest, and every dime you keep in the bank counts against your average daily balance.
Could he hear me? I wouldn't interrupt him.
It's really a great financial tool. If you make regular house payments, like you do now, you'll pay your house off even faster.
But as soon as he's done with his spots, he'll be able to hear me?
Not the key, because it's really how you pay interest. Affordable interest mortgage, theliquidloan.com, 720-895-0500.
Hey, Tom.
Do you need new blinds or shades?
Talib sent you a new camera link in email.
Shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers.
So I gotta
Blindster
go get
blinds
that
are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
Inflation is close to double digits, and failed progressive policies have left Colorado's middle class reeling. I'm Tim Reichert. I'm running for Congress in Colorado 7. Restore the middle class.
Okay, I see me and green screen, but blue screen, but that's okay.
With solutions to
You're going to have probably a new link or reconnect.
Well, he gave me a new link, but it's not...
Well, I'm saying he rebooted, so you got to get out of your green screen and try it again.
Are you staying till 2?
You just tell me when.
I will.
I've never seen a used car market this high. But when she drops off, she's going to drop off hot and fast. So if you want to sell your ride, I'd do it now. Grab it while you can.
Sell us your car.
Hey, Suze.
She's walking back in.
For less than you paid for coffee, a brand new Carrier furnace and AC, $4 a day or 96. Never mind, I understand what she needs. Don't wait to replace that old system. Not when you get a new system for just $96 a month. Castle Rock to Longmont, Plumline's got you covered. Earning your trust since 1998. Service at home, servants at heart. Schedule online. No phone call, no hassle, no wait. From Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. PlumlineServices.com.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid twice? How's that even possible? To sell your home and get paid twice? You can with Orchard. It's simple. Orchard makes you a solid cash offer on your home. If you agree, boom, here's your cash. Orchard handles everything from there. Paint, repair, clean, list, and show your home. And if your old home sells for more than Orchard paid you for it, you get the upside cash. That bears repeating. When your old home
Troubleshooter show, please hold a minute.
Orchard paid for it, you get paid again.
Man, she loves it. They just wrote her a check for like $4,000 for college.
That's incredible.
And it was backdated. In other words, we already paid for all that for her bachelor's.
What is your first name?
Want to get paid twice when you sell your home?
Hey, man, Bonnie filled out the online app.
Oh, good. You know what, Tom? They're kind of like Chick-fil-A, man. If you don't have that certain deja vu, even though that's not a word, you don't get it.
Stay home.
Deja vu. If you don't know that certain deja vu,
they want outgoing kids. I know.
Just like Chick-fil-A, you gotta be happy. I think Vanity would fit in there really well, actually.
Troubleshooter show. What's your first name?
for an urgent care.
I hope they call him. She said
I'm
she
sorry,
gave
you're
him
very
an
staticky, but it's my problem, not yours. I'm asking that you just hang up and call me right back, please.
Blood test, your analysis, ultrasound. It's almost everything that they can do.
Okay, now Tom, try to reconnect.
Feel rushed. They're
All
there
right.
for you and only you. I felt like their only patient.
And it costs no more than a trip to urgent care because Dispatch Health is covered by most insurance,
You want me to do it right
including
this
Medicare. See if we serve your home at dispatchhealth.com.
Dispatch Health really went above and beyond. It's wonderful to have care come to your home.
House calls are back, and they're better than ever. Learn more at dispatchhealth.com.
I think I could probably make a call on Thursday this week.
Honest auto repair and service. Trust
I
the
am.
technicians that'll provide
It's
you
funny
with
how they have just, they're tearing Starbucks up. They don't have nearly the amount of locations, but,
Have you ever been to Dutch Bros?
and where they're really smart is
Do you
those
have them
little
up your
mini
way?
ones. I mean, shit, all they are, they roll through that drive-through so quick. Yeah, man.
I'm on. I just have a blue screen, though. I don't see anybody.
30 seconds. I'm going to tell him to send you a new link, so as soon as you get it, connect.
The Tree Farm always has
Oh.
professional loading. Just bring your vehicle. Now, Tree Farm.
All right, here we go. Everyone back in program.
Take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the tree farm.
Deck Superstore. Deck building supply. More inventory in better condition. DeckSuperstore.com.
Denver's talk station. 630 KHOW.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. WaterPros.net will get you the best water systems at the lowest prices. I love saying that because the water systems are second to none. I have one here in the kitchen. I'm doing my show remote from home, and I get all the drinking water I want with never buying bottled water. For under $1,000, I had it installed, and you can too. WaterPros.net. John Fuller is with us. He's going to answer a question, I hope. John, this is not having to do with personal injury, but it still would be apropos and up your alley because you're always looking for information on accidents. So Mark said this girl or woman or whatever ran the median and was reckless and went off the road and came toward him on a motorcycle. He had to lay his motorcycle down. He wrecked it. He didn't get hurt, but he said he wrecked his bike. And then she went up a few feet, tried to take off, but the car was disabled. Police gave her a ticket. He got a copy of the police report, and it's redacted because
she's a minor.
Yeah. So now, how does he get information to sue this girl or the owner of the vehicle? Who hung up? Oh, Fuller just hung up?
He's on now. He got hung up once, so explain again.
Okay. So, John, a reckless driver went off the road or went toward this guy on a motorcycle. He laid it down. And so she went up and tried to run away, but the car was disabled, and the police got her and wrote a ticket and wrote a police report. Mm-hmm. But now it's redacted because she's a minor when he got a copy of it. It's just not fair. So how does he get information to sue her or the owner of the car? He can't get the information.
I am a big believer that they don't need to provide anything more than her name. Does she have insurance on the car?
Mark? Is Mark up?
It says no. Oops, sorry. It says no proof. It doesn't say none, and there's no insurance company or policy or any of that listed on here. It just has no proof.
Did they get a ticket for that too?
No, I think they were more concerned about the driving under the influence and hit and run and all that.
Wait. Did she get charged with hit and run even though you never got hit?
And a DUI?
I'm asking for one thing at a time. Mark, did she get charged with hit and run?
On her section of the report, hit and run box is checked. Down below, primary violation, drove while under the influence of alcohol or drugs.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Now, John, can they keep...
There's a box that says DU.
Can they keep all that information away from him? I mean, can he...
No. What county was this in, sir?
Adams County was... this was a report taken by the State Patrol.
Okay. So call the Adams County District Attorney's Office and speak to the victim's advocate and tell them the trouble you're going through. and explain to them that you're being hampered as a victim by their unwillingness to give you all the information that you need. And it needs to get into the hands of a DA, you know, that is going to understand your role as a victim. And certainly her DUI and hit and run are both mandatory appearance cases. They can't just write a check and pay a fine and make those go away. And so they're going to have to go to court. And that means there's going to have to be a DA involved, and there's going to have to be a case. And as a victim of that crime, you have certain rights, and one of them is to have your voice heard and to have a dialogue with that district attorney. So that's my recommendation for you.
Wow, that's great. I hadn't even thought of that.
Hey, John, I got a somewhat of a follow-up question. In his case, she never actually hit him, but I've always thought about this. If a truck's coming at me on I-25 and it's going to be a head-on and I swerve to avoid it and wreck my car, does that immediately make it his fault, even though he never hit me? And let's say he just keeps driving down the road.
You know, hit and run is kind of a misnomer. The technical term for the offense is leaving the scene of an accident. And so if you cause an accident, even if you don't actually physically collide with the other vehicle, then you have a duty to stay on the scene and give your information and all that. So they don't have to actually make contact to be guilty of the crime, quote, hit or leave the scene of the accident.
Was his phone going out?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So, John, you gave us a lot of good information. Mark, I think you know where to take it from here, and call us back if you continue to have trouble. And that's why we call John Fuller our accident lawyer. And you can get him at myaccidentlawyer.co, 303-597-4500. Thank you, John. Now, Steve says he's getting ripped off. And, of course, that's what we do here. If you think you're lied to, cheated, ripped off, if something's bugging you, if something's getting in your face, if somebody has stolen from you or, you know, took money and didn't do work, listen, I'm all for doing it on Nextdoor, but truly, honest to God, Nextdoor is all it is a sounding board. There's no one there that can help you. But it's a good sounding board, by the way. So call us and let us know what your issue is, and we most likely can help you. Steve, how are you getting ripped off?
I've been ripped off by a company that is online that says that they'll publish your book.
Oh, my God. Vanity publishers, they are the biggest rip-offs. Now, here's what I want to ask you. Did they take money up front?
Yes, they did, but it's not Vanity. I've avoided all that stuff.
Okay, what is it? Tell me the deal. How'd you find the company, Steve?
It was online.
Well, how'd you find them?
I went online looking around for somebody that could help me publish a book, and I seen all the vanities, and I looked through all.
What's the name of this company? What's the name of this company?
Called Story Terrace.
Story
Terrace.
Okay, and what happened?
And they are a company that helps you publish your book. They get a ghostwriter in there to help you clean it up, and you work with this person, and they give you 3 levels to choose from and 3 different formats that you can do your book through. And it looked good, and I said, "Wow, I'll give it a try." And I sent them $725 in my credit card, and they got me on board, so to speak. And they said, "Okay, well, we got this guy locally that's going to work for you." Well, the guy locally that was supposed to work for me is from Romania. Okay, not good. And then,
wait a minute. Is he from Romania but living here locally, or is he connected to you from Romania?
It's Mitch Floria.
He's from Texas, but he's living in Romania.
And I don't care about that. Listen, hold on. I really don't care about that. What I care about is he helping you? I don't care where he is. He doesn't have to come to your house and sit with you.
It all started out where he interviewed me, and he wrote out a table of contents, and he says, "Here's my writing style," and gave me an introduction and an acknowledgement and stuff like that. And I approved it. And then they says, "Okay, well, we need this much more money from you."
How much more?
I've got total into it $4,100.
So you paid another $3,500 roughly.
Yes, and then they drew me along
And did you do that on credit card, that $3,500?
Yes, I did. I did it on credit card, and then they monkeyed around and drawn things out, and the guy wasn't worth a darn for writing, and they changed their not publishers but editors on me, and they kept on monkeying around. I says, hey, I'm not paying no more money until I get something to show for it, and they were pressuring me hard for some more money. They wanted a total of $7,500.
Here's what I want to know: do you have a manuscript?
The guy was ghostwriting it for me.
Do you have a copy of it?
No, I do not.
You have nothing.
I have basically nothing.
Okay, so what do they say? Do they say you have to keep paying in order to get it, or will they let you just cut bait and run?
No, they kept on upgrading me. They says
I'm asking you what your contract says, Steve.
Okay, it was so gray that eventually it's such a long drawn out story, but eventually they cut me off, kept my deposit. I went back to the credit card company. Credit card company sided with me, sent me my money back.
Good.
And then they got somebody that's battles people that try to unwind the credit card, and they got the money back now. And everybody kind of closed down on me. Even my credit card company got funny with me.
Who's your credit card company?
Citibank.
All right, listen, credit card companies usually side with the consumer. I don't know why they backcharged you. Why did they backcharge you? What claims did they make?
Well, they have this thing in the contract that says if I made any remarks towards their staff about any kind of derogatory remarks and stuff like that, and of course I did not do that. I made a way into the thing when they were...
Steve, that's the Luna Clause. You don't know what the Luna Clause is. I'll tell you about it coming up. The Luna Clause.
Oh,
Mark,
yeah.
do you remember the Luna Clause?
Who could forget the Luna Clause?
We're going to talk about that coming back on how you got hooked on that. Just hang on for a second, please. And we got more coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.
Traffic on
I-25
is up to full speed now with no major delay between I-70 and C.
I love the Luna Clause.
In fact,
I'm trying to find the wording.
Yet so far this morning, so it's a good
Basically, if Luna not like.
It was the best. If Luna no refund, no refund.
Luna no like.
They actually was the funniest.
15-degree temperature drop today compared to yesterday's high.
The Luna
Clause. In the mid-80s, tonight's low 50. And
taught in law
tomorrow,
school.
dry again in the mid-80s.
It might be.
Currently 70. With your
I have to ask Addie about that. If they teach you that in first year of law school.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
So you just heard on the show John Fuller Law. He was giving us advice on getting information from an accident report. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. You'll get his cell phone number. He is smaller by design because he takes his cases seriously, not just the big ones. He doesn't brag about, hey, I got millions for this and millions for that, because he knows they're few and far between, but he'll get you a great amount of money if you have it coming. He will give you an honest assessment of your case. He will not waste your time, and you will feel attended to and not just a number. You're dealing with John Fuller personally. myaccidentlawyer.co. Call and get your case evaluated. He always works on contingency if he takes your case. 303-597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co, 303-597-4500. You know what I say about Excel Roofing? I like talking about Excel because I say Excel Roofing is not just a great roofing company, it's one of the best companies run. Because Jay Bretz treats his entire staff the way he treats his customers, with respect. He gives you a project manager from beginning to end on your job. job. You have someone to communicate with. In 30 years, he has had 30,000 satisfied customers. He knows how to fix a roof the right way with the right ventilation, the right air movement. He has solar-powered attic fans if you need them. He does roof repairs as well. And he does all of his warranty work. And you don't pay a cent until you're content. Excel as in excellent. ExcelRoofing.com for all your roofing needs. 303-761-6400. That's 303-761-6400. Well, the Art of Granite does business in such a cool way. They'll give you a price on the phone. They're proud of their value. And they know you want a price, right? So if you're going to do granite or quartz, or maybe you want to do some other natural stone, he's a direct stone importer, or a man-made material. He does them all. He sells them to you at wholesale. He has a beautiful showroom in Golden you can go visit. But first, call and get your price. Talk to him. It's theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919.
Hi folks, Dan Cicchini. Oh my God. How can it be that we started Done Right Home Improvement?
Hey, Talib, what camera are you talking about?
How can it be that 3 of our grandkids
Just text it to me. Or put it in, I'll look at YouTube. Put it in YouTube, I don't care. But what camera do you got to connect to?
Tens of thousands of projects?
Tom, I Martino'd the hell out of First Bank yesterday and got my money back.
Good.
Yeah.
Show up on time.
I'm going to have that nonsense.
Jump ship like that.
Keep your promises. Our
I wonder why the hotels would jump
Like
ship
that commercial.
like that.
It's my money and I need it now.
They have our word. We'll treat them.
I don't know how banks survive with all the fraud.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I don't get how they keep customers.
James, this is certainly something you can look into and help advise on. Tom is very well versed in contractor issues and stuff like that. So,
well, Chase was the biggest joke years ago, and then I thought First Bank wasn't going to have the same issues, and they did. I was like, you gotta be kidding.
Tom exactly what you told me. Get some
We got
advice
a
from
small
them.
bank we use called AMD. They're pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah, I was talking
And
to
it's
Susan yesterday. I'm
J-A-K-E as in
starting to lean
Jacob. I just want to
towards
make sure I'm
any,
hearing you right.
payment we do with a card, like transfer,
Okay, hang tight. Listen
to
to the
the
phone.
account,
When
and
you hear your
strictly
name,
use
come on and
that
tell
and
Tom.
have a limited
Here.
amount in the accounts.
Water Pros. Water treatment should not cost tens of thousands of
Or
dollars.
just, old school it, get some cash out.
Hey, Doc, you got an update on the oxygen, right?
Water Pros, locally and veteran-owned. The experts I trust.
You getting nervous there, Tommy?
Waterpros.net.
Yeah,
last night I was.
Fuck, I'd be nervous as hell, man. When I was going in for my nose surgery, you can ask Suzanne, I almost fucking left right before until they gave me a Valium or something. I was ready to leave, no shit.
I was so calm before my surgery because I knew it was gonna fix things.
Well, Doc, you know the inside out of that whole operation and how they do it and how,
is unable to help break down.
Yeah, us saps, we're not in the operating room every day.
Here's what I think, okay? What did my surgeon have for breakfast? And does he feel good or is he having a bad day?
Tom, it's so routine, you have nothing to worry about.
Oh, yeah, right. They're only going to open up my spine.
But he's
Turn you into Iron Man.
They've done it 1,000 times.
I hope more than 1,000.
No, these neurosurgeons, I get it. I know what he's talking about.
There's a guy in Pakistan that can do it remotely for half the price.
I'll walk you through it.
Now go to the left. No, my left.
I said I'd do it for $100.
Frequent ups and downs. Don't let market volatility.
Do it well. Just do it.
Hey, that colonoscopy is pretty crazy, man. That little tool they put up, you can
there's one you do yourself.
It can cut, grab, it can, it does everything.
Twist.
Complimentary review of your portfolio.
Give you the reach around.
Stretch out.
You guys are disgusting.
Hey, Tom.
Anyone on YouTube, you're getting your money's worth.
Is that normal when the doc gives you the reach around?
Here we go.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, he's not only one of my best friends, he is a great real estate broker that will do free market valuations or a market analysis of your home and the market if you're looking to replace it or maybe move on, even in another city. He will do a market analysis of your home that is based on fact, not gimmicks, and it's actual comps. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. So Steve's getting ripped off. Now, he's paid this money. What I don't understand is how he got the money back, how the credit card gave him his money back and then took it back again. So I don't understand why, but somewhere in the contract he said there was something about if you said something disparaging. Is that right, Steve? Hold on. Let me plug in my... Okay, go ahead. What did it say? What did the clause, what did the credit card hang their hat on to put the money, give the money back to them?
They just said that after review, that they decided against me and gave them the money back, and that I had this many days to challenge it. And at that point, I couldn't believe it. There was only like 2 days before that was to end. I had to come up with all this stuff to prove it, but that's okay because I jumped on a phone with them and got through to customer service, talked to a girl at Citibank, and says, okay, well, I got it. I can't get it to you quick enough. And she said, don't worry, we got you listed down here where you can send it in and we'll take care of it. Why don't you fax it in? So immediately I faxed it in as quick as I possibly could. 2 days later, I got a letter saying that we've closed it. That's the end of this deal. And I thought, well, it was just, they had sent me this snail mail on it, and I had sent them this fax, so I probably beat that, and so this letter wouldn't be valid anyway, so that they're going to work on it anyway. When I called them back, they wouldn't even talk to me.
So now they're not working on it. So basically, Citibank said screw it, and the people... Where is this company located?
They're located all over the world. Their main office is in London. They've got an office over in Beverly Hills, California. They've got a legal department over in
Let me ask you something. Is it possible, and I don't know, I'm just really asking, is it possible that you jumped the gun and you didn't give them a chance?
Who's that?
Story Terrace.
Oh, no. I worked with terrorists the best I possibly could, and there was deadlines that they were supposed to meet, and they weren't meeting the deadlines, and they were pressuring me, not only for more money, but also for money which was in the contract, but also they were also upselling me like crazy on this. This book would have eventually cost me $16,000.
You should have used Amazon, bro.
With $16,000, that's not a lot of money for a ghostwriter and for publishing. I mean, hold on.
Your car is worth more right now than...
But he wouldn't use Amazon for self-publishing. They have editors, they have everything, man. And you automatically have millions and millions of people access to your book.
They don't have editors, do they?
Yeah, they have editors. Hell yeah. Children's books, novels, anything you want. You can do everything with them. Send them your manuscript. You can pay for the editing, pay for the publishing. Just digital, paperback, hardback. They do fucking everything. I could write a book. Now, it wouldn't resemble, by the time the editor was done, it wouldn't resemble my book. No one has my diction abilities.
Will she get caught for her brazen con? She was using voice disguising technology.
Hey, Jordan, I heard a listener actually came in with like $500,000 or something. Are they doing really good?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you get. I got one that I just closed.
ARFX HD2.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of people on your radio station.
Oh my God, man! I wish I diversified a little. I mean, I'm stuck in positions. I mean, I know in 10 years they're going to be rocking and rolling, but shit.
Yeah.
But if you got money sitting out there, even a couple $100,000, you put it in there, and then instead of your kid or something getting a car loan like your dad did with you, you buy the car, you pay yourself 10% interest, and build the bank.
Is a turnaround from the former administration.
20 million Americans
In fact, I like build the bank. I like build the bank better than become the banker. I want you to change everything. Your shirt, just everything. Remarket. Build the bank.
There was a lot of things I wish you
Leave office with fewer jobs in America than when he took office.
Become the building banker.
His administration is working on lowering costs where they can due to the global rise in gas and goods due to the supply chain.
Holy shit, didn't Bitcoin hit close to 20? Holy shit. Tom, you were going to jump in crypto not long ago. Oh, he's away from the mic. He's like, it's at 30. It's time to jump in.
Sold on Sunday. That was the whole thing.
Capitol has postponed a hearing scheduled for tomorrow.
One of them, I forget which one, went to
While a
zero.
bipartisan group of senators try to reach a deal on gun reforms, there's an effort to reform how Hollywood looks at guns.
A group of 200 writers, directors, and producers in Hollywood have signed an open letter pledging to be more responsible with their use of firearms in entertainment content. Variety editor Cynthia Littleton is involved in the effort and says Hollywood has a history of positive impact on cultural movements.
The entertainment community has gotten behind social movements like the use of seatbelts, like discouraging smoking, discouraging drunk driving.
She says the pledge should have Hollywood rethinking when they use guns, whether it's just for, quote, cheap drama. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
A record amount of rain causing heavy flooding and rock slides, prompting the closure of Yellowstone National Park. Residents asked to shelter in place. In other parts of the country, from Minnesota to the Deep South, millions are dealing with extreme heat. Record highs are expected in many areas. Gio Benitez, ABC News.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681. KHOW News Time, 11:03.
The CDC has moved 14 Colorado counties into the high level for community COVID transmission. That includes Denver, Adams, Arapahoe, Jefferson, Douglas, Broomfield, and Boulder counties. The statewide 7-day average of new COVID cases is nearly 2,400. That's up nearly 1,300 cases a day from a month ago. Those not able to attend Stanley Cup final games are still able to gather with fellow Abs fans. There are plenty of watch parties planned, as Declan Bolger with Kroenke Sports and Entertainment tells Fox 31.
It's the watch party for every single game.
I was going to have the city shut the thing down.
Yeah.
And the city, they said, we'll shut it down, but where do you think all these people are going to go? This is one step away from homeless. Right now they have a bed. We've been called out here a million times. They don't want it shut down. The people here want to stay. It was really fucked up, man.
That is pretty.
I didn't know people lived that way until I literally fucking saw it.
That's a wait. When you see that, I can't even imagine that. But you're right,
dude. They were like,
dead
"Hey,
body's enough."
The one guy's like, come in. I'm like,
talking about, Mark?
No way am I walking in your trailer, bro.
You need a biohazard suit at that point.
Oh. Sorry.
Dead body.
Oh, go ahead, Tom. I didn't have my phone on.
No, I didn't know what you were talking about when you said you didn't know people live like that.
So we went, this was years ago, man. We had a call come in, and I went down it's about 2 blocks from Rocky's Auto, and it's a trailer park.
Right.
And they took a single wide trailer, partitioned it into 3, and one of the tenants in that one that was renting it, remember, there's no water or sewer. They had to walk to the bathroom. They also had a hotel with RVs behind it. So there was a dead body in there for 10 days. So I went down to investigate that, and I found just the biggest pile of squalor I've ever seen. There was people living in these camper shells that you put on the back of a pickup. One guy comes walking out of it with a 5-gallon bucket to go fill up with water and bring back. And it was just the most disgusting thing. But what I learned is if we had the city shut it down, these people had nowhere to go, dude. They would have been worse off. Yeah, I thought that was bad. Imagine literally living on the street. So what do you do in a case like that? You just fucking don't do shit. There's nothing you can do. I mean, I gave them your address, but they couldn't get through your front gate.
Couldn't get past the moat.
That's what I need in my house. In Franktown's a
moat and a Loch Ness monster.
Import like 15 big-ass gators from Florida.
Just starve them so they're always hungry.
In a moat. I like that. A moat.
There you go.
You know what?
Drawbridge.
How come people don't have moats anymore?
Guys, bring back the moat.
We should, man.
Get a moat on our property.
The moat movement.
I want to see someone come steal my cat in my yard with a moat.
Listen to us on,
here we go, Tom.
On your desktop and on your smart device. Denver's talk station is available everywhere. In your car, at work.
No wonder people speak on YouTube.
All you need is our free iHeartRadio app. Just say, play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got Mark Major here along with Jordan Cano from becomethebanker.org. To find out more about that, you go to becomethebanker.org. We'll have some discussion on that as well. And one of the things I like to stress about it, it's a retirement plan. But it's not just a retirement plan, although that's ultimately what it's good for. And people wonder, Tom, I don't understand it. If you have a life insurance policy and you overfund it, why does it grow tax-free? Why does the government allow this? That's a good question. It's not a qualified plan. It's the only thing outside of a qualified plan I know that really does grow that way.
Didn't Congress carve something out, Jordan?
Yeah, this is the beautiful part is with the IRS code, sections 7702, this deals with that life insurance tax-free. And you're spot on, Tom. You can't do anything like with a Roth. You're capped at $6,000 to $6,500, even on the upwards of $7,000 if you're over the age of 55 a year on how much you can put in. With this, you're not limited. You can put as much or as little as you'd like to do, and it's all tax-free.
Well, right. It's technically called tax deferred, but you guys call it tax-free. Why?
Because you're absolutely right. The money inside is going to stay tax deferred as it grows, but you're able to access the money tax-free by using the company's cash. And so that's what we kind of get in detail.
You borrow from it.
You
basically
leverage it. Yeah.
And then later on in life, you have enough to keep borrowing and never pay it back until your death.
You're right. And then whatever's left over would go tax-free to your loved ones.
And the interest rate is the same that you pull back. In other words, when you borrow that money back from the company, it's the same amount that they're paying on your money.
Actually, you're actually getting a little bit more, but essentially, yeah. So you're earning right around 5%. They're charging about, call it 4% to make it easy. It's 3.8. So that's the beautiful part is you're still making some money off of borrowed money, but you hit it earlier, Tom. Pay yourself the same interest you're getting charged. If it's 14% credit card, you're putting all that money back into your pocket instead of somebody else's.
And then that grows even more.
Is
there a limit to how much you can put in over your lifetime?
Not at all. The only limit is just based on how it's designed, and that's what we do when we meet with clients.
What do you mean by that? So in order to have, okay, I'm not talking about the amount you contribute, but the amount it grows to. Is that limited?
No, that is not limited. So it'll continue to grow because they keep this in mind. The dividends on the company can change. They'll go up, or they could be as low as where they are today. So as dividends go up, your cash is going to get higher.
Are they still paying a guaranteed 4%?
It's actually, the guaranteed's right around 3.5. So that was the one thing that changed, about 6 months ago, 5-6 months ago, the government got involved again with certain things that anybody who had the policy prior to that got grandfathered in. All the ones going forward now, some insurance companies offer 3, some offer 3.5, and we use the ones that offer 3.5, and then you get dividends close to about 1 to 1.5, and that's where 5 total.
So what do we do with this case, Mark? Steve sent in a lot of money to this company. You know, I've been reading about this company online, and I can't find a lot of bad stories about them, Mark. Story Terrace is the name. It helps writers. And I'm wondering if he was just difficult to deal with or didn't give it a chance. I'm not saying you were, okay? I'm wondering, Steve, because I don't know you. You say they kept doing this, they kept doing that. What exactly did they do wrong, Steve?
Well, let me tell you what, I understood that it was just a preparation to get to go to Amazon. I knew there was going to be a lot more money once I got it. This was like a prep to get there. So they offer you 3 packages. I took the best package of the best writer, and because I have an incredible story, and I just wanted to do it that way. I want to work with them. I'm very articulate. I'm very on time. I really was inspired. And
when you went to them, Steve, did you have an idea or did you have a manuscript?
No, I had basically not just an idea, but I've been working on notes and.
Did you have a manuscript?
No, I did not. I was working with them with a ghostwriter to get.
And the guy that was starting to ghostwrite, did he write anything?
Yeah, he wrote a table of contents and he wrote an acknowledgement for me to.
I don't think they were upselling you. Listen, I haven't even heard their side of this. No, I don't think you call it upselling. Here's what I call it. When you go to an attorney and you run out of your retainer, it's not upselling. It's called feeding it.
No, but we had a contract and a package deal, and the package deal was $75.
Yeah, but within the package, listen, within the package there are limitations. Like how many hours for interviews, how many hours for this, how many hours for that. They're obviously not going to spend an unlimited amount of time. That's why they have different packages.
Oh, but you need, I mean, I can't explain.
Steve, I am reading right here how they hire. Their packages are all limited. There is no such thing as a complete package unless you can do it within the time frame.
I'm sorry. If you only knew what was going on, you would see.
Steve, I'll tell you what then. I'll tell you what. Send us your contract. Send us the contract that you said they would not honor. And I'll guarantee you that even though you're calling it a package, they have broken it down to how many hours worth of stuff you get.
And they wanted me to buy more at $150.
And why did they want you to buy more, Steve? Why?
Because they wasted my time with the package that they were.
Now hold on. Maybe the guy will say you wasted the time because you weren't efficient enough. Steve, listen, man, I'm saying the hours that they did, if they did them and you ran out, that is what you call, not upselling, but paying as you go. And you just told me they had a per hour price. You obviously ran out of the package.
No, I didn't obviously do anything like that, Tom.
Oh, this is getting old.
Put a Better Business Bureau to read it up. I should have done that right away. And then what you're reading there is as these glowing reviews were all done by professional writers. They weren't regular people like you and me. You can tell by reading the reviews. These are professional, maybe even the same person writing them.
Okay. So listen, man. Right now, they won't give you your story of what they did so far. Can't you just stop at the first package and be done with it? I want Deputy Smarty Pants to call him, and I'll tell you why. Here's what I want to know. If you paid entirely for the first package, what was the package deal's price, the whole price for the first one that you got into?
I only paid part of it, Tom. They wanted the rest of it, and they weren't.
All right, hold on. Okay, I'm done. Here's the thing. He didn't even pay for the package, the initial package. Send me your contract, Steve. I'm not going to talk to you anymore until I see your contract. I don't want to give it to Deputy Smarty Pants either until I see the contract. Here's what I'm discerning, okay? I'm discerning this. And I've talked to people over 40 years. Here's what I'm hearing. You were anxious and you were maybe a little impatient, but you expected certain things. I think you read too much into the contract. You did not even pay the rest of the initial package that you bought. I don't understand it. I need to see the contract and how you made payment. I'm not sticking up for these guys, Steve, but you're not making a very good argument. You're not. Steve, it's sounding like Amber Heard right now, okay? I'm not hearing...
Oh, don't do that to me, Tom. Come on,
Steve,
I really respect you.
Steve, I'm just kidding about that, obviously. Here's what I'm saying, Steve. I want you to answer questions, no more stories. How much was the package you bought, total?
The package was supposed to be $7,500. I paid them $750 down to get things going. Then they hit me for another $420. It got to where we
I'm
are
asking
now.
you.
He paid $750 out of $7,500.
No, he paid another $4,000 or something.
To get it going.
But listen, he's not answering my. Okay, I can't, and this is why I'm going to tell you why your car turned you down. You know why, Steve? You don't know how to tell a story. You don't know how to make your case. I need to know what payments you made and how much was due. You said you didn't even pay what was due. If you didn't pay what was due, I can see these guys being pissed off as well. I think you had a breakdown of communication, and I don't think you're going to get your money back. Now, what we could hope for is possibly to resume the contract, but you're not willing to pay because you lost your faith in them. So I don't know. Send me the contract. That's where I'm ending it. Send me the contract.
Are you concerned about outliving your money? Call 866-901-SAFE. That's 866-901-2255 for your complimentary retirement and income book. And join Al Martinez for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, Sundays at 7 a.m. or 3 p.m.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans, and a stunning statistic is starting to develop. Credit card debt among homeowners. It reached an all-time high last month, and it is going to go higher. Your home's equity can pay off your credit card debt and save you significantly each and every month. To find out how, call us today, 303-867-7000, or online at idealhomeloans.com.
Equal Opportunity Lender, regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
You know, this kind of weather brings people out for cookouts and gatherings, and it stays light longer, so people go to bars after work. I'm going to say something. People drink and people drive. Now, if you know how to drink one drink or two and drive and it doesn't get to you, maybe that's okay, but so many people just overdo it, they get a DUI. I'm going to tell you this right now. Uber, Lyft, taxis, designated drivers, okay? But still, if you're facing a DUI, whether you're falsely accused or you're stupid, you need an attorney. Don't ever shop when you're under pressure. I did the shopping for you, Joe Lazzara. I hope you never need him. Maybe you write it down for someone else. He's a great guy. Free initial consultations and flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. Joe Lazzara, 303-429-6200. I'll tell you another great attorney, and everyone should use him, BlakeHarrisLaw.com, and I'll tell you why. Everyone needs an estate plan of one form or another, whether it's a simple will, maybe a trust, maybe a combination. What you need is to lay out maybe your assets in a way that no one can get to them, or that it protects your heirs. Whatever it is, ask your questions, get your answers free of charge at 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's free, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Then if you decide to use him, he'll only charge for what he does for you, and he'll quote prices up front. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
You know, Matt at Paragon Services generally gets you 30 to 50% more on a homeowner's claim than you'd get by yourself. Imagine that. There's a hailstorm. They offer you $20,000. You get Matt involved, you get $30,000. You can put it in your pocket. You can do whatever you want with it. You need to have someone on your side. You have a contract with that insurance company, and they have to pay for certain things, and they avoid it at all costs. Matt will get you paid. 719-726-0020. Any questions you have about any homeowner's claim or business insurance claims, call Matt. Free advice, 719-726-0020.
Tired of long waits and rushed care at the ER and urgent care clinic?
Next time, stay home and let dispatch help bring the
Hey Tom, you know there's a lot of women, and Doc, you can chime in here, but that when they give birth, they don't have any drugs, right?
Who doesn't have drugs?
Some of the women that give birth.
Well, we're trying
natural child. I mean, have you dealt with these?
Yeah.
So I don't know why Tom can't be as strong as these women and just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm having this surgery.
Oh, because he's a pussy. That's what.
Yeah, pussy.
Hey, Mark,
Sure.
I had a guy
I'd love to see
used to
someone
have
who goes through back
Bill
surgery.
at mountainpeak.com.
Hey,
You know
Tom,
what
what time is your surgery?
You know what they could do? They could give me whiskey and let me bite on a rag, like in the cowboy days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What time is your surgery?
It is at.
No, I got to show.
I check in at 1. I think it's at 2, 3.
Oh, okay. So the surgeon will be awake by then. That's a good thing.
You know, I have not heard from the anesthesiologist yet.
You won't until he sees you in pre-op.
No, every single time I've had a procedure, they call the day before. Every single time. Never happened.
So to help you remember,
in all the cases I've done, the anesthesiologist
they change
always,
it now, bro. I'll
maybe.
guarantee you. They call the day before. Ask Mark. Ask
Okay,
Mark if they have.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you things
No, Mark.
change since I
Did your
retired.
anesthesiologist call the day before?
No.
it's the easy.
Well, in fact, no, not at all. For both nose surgeries. In fact, there were two different guys. I didn't see him till literally. He came in. You know, you go in, you talk to the nurse, they kind of get you ready, you put the gown on, then he came in.
Right. That's how I've done it for 40 years, Tom.
This is Stephen K. Ben, and I urge you.
Now listen, if they're a little shaky, sometimes they got to take a few shots. But don't worry, those shakes will go away generally.
Yeah, just check for alcohol on their breath.
Make sure you button up your butt.
I feel bad now. This poor guy's going in for major surgery. We're busting his balls.
Again, that's Safeguard. 1098.
Doc, I got so screwed up.
He died of shock because he's not answering us.
I'm listening. I had a bad nose surgery. I had to get that redone. Then I had a bad colonoscopy. Had to get that redone. I'm like double surgery for everything I have this year.
I'd be careful if I were you, Mark.
No shit.
Keep our schedule full.
Hey, Tom, the worst that can happen is you'll be paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh my God!
You know, you won't be paralyzed from the waist up. Yeah, so you'll still be able to do your radio show.
Damn. That's brutal.
You won't lose your livelihood.
I thought I was brutal.
Never be in studio again. Just be on remote for good.
If you're a valued customer, you deserve.
All right, here we go. Back to program.
I remember when Tom said, "This is all a dream." He's in a mental hospital. He thinks he's doing a talk show.
It's like a Star Wars episode.
And the guy behind the glass was the doctor.
That's great.
Online at khelp.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We're here to help you solve your problems and answer your questions and take your complaints. And I want to see the contract on that publishing thing. I'm not going to go back to him.
Yeah.
And Sean wants to talk about Faye Myers. And Faye Myers, how long have they been around? Are they only in Denver, by the way?
Long time.
They've been around, and what do we get? Maybe one complaint in 40 years?
I don't even remember that one, but I think we did have one call.
We had one complaint years ago. That doesn't mean I'm discrediting Sean's complaint. He's having a problem. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
Tom,
Yes, sir. What's happening with you?
Yeah, hi, Tom. I bought a Honda Pioneer from them, brand new in 2019.
What is a Honda Pioneer? Can you help me?
It's a 5-seater side-by-side ATV or UTV.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So we have 2 grandkids, and it's worked really great. I love the machine. I loved Faye Myers when I bought it from them. Didn't ride it a whole lot that first year. We took it in the next summer for the first servicing, and was a little late and had them do kind of the full shebang. They adjusted the valves, changed the oil, did all that stuff. I took it out the very next time.
This was new, right? This is brand new, right?
Yep.
And when did you buy it? When did you buy it?
I bought it new 2019.
Okay, got it.
And
Go ahead.
it was the following year, 2020, is when I took it in for the first servicing. And when I took it out that summer, right after the servicing, we were on some hills kind of near Wyoming-Colorado border, and the thing overheated on me. And I let it cool down. I limped it back to camp, and I checked the oil. I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I finally figured out that there's a thing on the Honda. It's called a sub-transmission, and so the Honda is actually the transmission and the sub-transmission are almost like a car. They're not belt-driven. They have a shaft and a full transmission, almost like a little car. And the sub-transmission is similar to a transfer case with a four-wheel drive. The sub-transmission has a separate oil reservoir, and they did not fill it.
Was it dry or what? Wait, was it not serviced or was it dry?
It was bone dry.
Well, obviously they have to. Hold on. Did it do damage? They have to take responsibility if that's the case.
How long after they serviced it, though, did you find this?
He said right after.
The very first time I took it out.
Yeah, but how long after?
How long?
I mean, it was, I think, within a month. I had it serviced. I live in Denver, and so by the time we get up to the mountains, I can't take it out.
I get it. So far, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, so I take it back to them, and I say, hey, the thing's overheating. So here's what I did. I ran to town, I bought oil, and I put oil in the sub-transmission, and what the Honda dealer I talked to in Laramie said, well, the best you can do is put oil in it and just see what happens. It probably ruined it, is what I was told. So I put oil in it, and I drove the ATV, and it continued to overheat. So I brought it.
Well, who told you to put oil in it?
The Honda dealer in Laramie. It was a different Honda dealer.
Does it take regular oil?
It's a special oil, and I bought the oil that Honda required. I don't remember specifically what it was, but it was the oil that was recommended for the machine.
So it kept overheating. So let's bring it up to today. Does it require repair?
Well, I've taken it back to Fay Myers now 3 times. Every time, the first time they said they couldn't reproduce it. The second time I said there's something
but
wrong.
Here's what I want to ask something more important.
Yeah.
When you took it back to Fay Meyer, were they going to fix it on their dime?
That was recommended for them. They said they were.
Okay, good. But now they say they can't make it overheat.
Right. They keep saying they can't reproduce it. The second time I took it back, they said they could reproduce it by dragging another machine around the parking lot. And they told me that it was because there was mud on the heat shield of the transmission, and that was the reason why it wasn't cooling. And I'm convinced that it did some damage when I ran it the first time without oil.
Yeah, but after they got rid of the mud on the heat shield, did you take it out again? Did it solve it?
Yep. Every time I've taken it out, it's overheated again.
Hold on a second. What kind of damage would be caused where it would overheat?
I've been told by other Honda mechanics, I've called 3 different Honda mechanics, and I've been told what probably happened is that the damage that happened when it overheated the first time caused the clutches in the transmission to start slipping.
Okay, but what you need to do, it's obvious that Fay Meyer is not going to document their own mistake.
Right.
So you need to have it documented, not be told by a mechanic. You need real proof if you want to get this paid for.
Well, I know that I have them recorded saying that, yes, they know that they did not fill the reservoir of the sub-transmission.
Good job.
I record every phone call.
Sean, that's not the point. Yeah. Now you have to connect the dots. So, therefore, I always say therefore. When people tell me I have them on tape saying they didn't fill the reservoir, now I say therefore complete the sentence. Therefore right. What? So therefore what, Sean?
My question is, so I've taken it back to the 3 times. Every time I've taken it back out, it's overheated on me. Just recently, this last weekend.
Therefore,
do I take it to another mechanic?
I just told you that. I told you you get it documented. See, you need to document, connect the dots between that not being filled and permanent damage. Then once you document it, do you get it fixed Well, at that point, you present Faye Myers with a choice. They either fix it, or based on what your findings are, which means replacing or whatever the new mechanic says, which you pay for, plus, or you're going to have it done by this mechanic, and you're taking them to small claims court.
You're saying get it documented, diagnosed by another mechanic, then present it to them before I actually pay for it.
That's what.
Give them
a chance to correct it based on another diagnostic. You don't have to do that, but I would. I mean, I can't believe they can't find the problem. And I'm not so sure you're going to get another mechanic to stick his neck out. That's why I'm saying go find one. I mean, I don't know how you connect those dots. I believe you, by the way. If they did not fill it, it did some damage.
The other problem I have is the last time I took it to them, they had it for 2 weeks. I left their service department 4 different messages before I finally got in touch with anybody.
Listen,
when you call their service department,
if you're there, okay, hold on. I'm going to say it again. Last time it was this and it was that, lack of communication. Therefore, what? Complete the sentence. You never complete the sentence. Okay, last time you had the runaround. Therefore, complete the sentence. Therefore, what?
I'm going to take it to somebody else, and I'm going to have them. I want them to pay for it.
Good. Okay, then that's it. So you don't want to take it back to get it fixed, even if you do find a connection. Okay, it's going to be a little harder, all right? They're not going to just write a check. So when you take it to another mechanic, a certified or whatever they are, trained Honda mechanic, and they fix it, and you've documented that Faye Meyer had a chance to fix it, I think you have a good chance of collecting it in small claims court. But I don't think Faye Myers is going to write you a check.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm not taking to court. What is small claims? At $5,000?
I think we should let someone call there. I think Deputy Smarty Pants, we didn't give him one today. I think he should call there. I think we should try to negotiate it. But you still don't know what's wrong with it, do you?
I don't. I have a feeling that either the transmission and or the sub-transmission probably both need rebuilt.
Okay. And that's based on your is that based on your conversations?
Conversations with, I've called 3 other Honda mechanics and talked to them about what has been happening.
All right.
And I think the clutches are slipping, and that's what's causing the heat.
Did you tell Faye Myers this?
Yes.
And what did they say? What did they say?
The last time, the manager, Billy, told me that the very first time that it overheated on me, I was just lucky happenstance that there was some mud on the radiator, and that's why it overheated, and it was just lucky.
I'm talking about after you told about your conversations with other Honda people, what did they say?
They don't believe me.
They don't believe you.
They can't reproduce it. I don't know what it is. They don't want it. Every mechanic I've talked to said the first thing they should have done was rip the sub-transmission and transmission.
Listen, Suze, we should give this to Deputy Smarty Pants. I'm serious. Somebody should call over there and give them a chance and ask them for their side of the story. We really need to do that. 303-713-8255.
KHOW Denver, 630 KL, an iHeart radio station available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts.
It's just an adjustment. I think I'm going to give you a handyman hub for that. When you're ready, I'll get you their phone number.
Discover.
No reported slow traffic through downtown. I-25 or I-70, both highways in good shape right now. C-47 clear, and your drive through Lakewood is in good shape as well along either direction.
I still think you should call Handyman Hub. They do handyman, general remodeling, so I think that's a good place to start if you want to try them. I can give you their phone number. You ready? 303
mid-80s, and then tonight's low 50. Mid-80s and dry again for tomorrow. Currently
427
70. With your impact, traffic and weather,
2955.
Tom, I know Become the Banker's in here with studio.
If you're a valued customer,
I'm not going to do it because they're going to get. I'm going to do something else.
And that's why Discover matches all of the cash back you've earned.
I know you'll do something different,
but you can still mark it.
Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at
Yes.
discover.com/.
Oh,
limitations apply.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard? The United States Mint has issued the Morgan silver dollar for the first time in 100
Ask them if they ask all of them if they have any senior discounts, sir. I'm not sure if they do, but they might.
First time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 175,000
Do it one step at a time.
were issued. These Morgan silver dollars are brand
Okay,
new,
got
bright and
it.
shiny legal tender coins.
All right, well, you let me know if I can help you with anything else.
Just call 1-800-222-1975. And you are guaranteed a new 99.9% pure silver Morgan dollar. The first time in history this has happened.
Dad joke of the day. I'm afraid for the calendar. Its days are numbered.
1-800-222-1975.
Woof.
If you order now, you
That's
will receive
really
a free
bad.
collector bonus.
Huh?
$25
That's
value.
really
I definitely have
Great
them
or
shop
bad?
the different carriers for you,
Bad,
sir. That's
yeah.
exactly
All
what
right, here we
they'll
go.
do. They'll find out what kind of insurance or what kind of coverage you have, and then what they will do is once they know what existing
So
coverage
what is a liquid loan? It's a loan on your house.
To see if they can get
The
you a
reason
better
I call
deal.
it liquid
I'm always
is
shocked when
because
people
you
call
can
us
pay the
back and say,
principal
"Tell us
down
how much
anytime
money
you
they
want for any amount you want, and then you can borrow the money back. In fact, the more equity you have, the more you can borrow. It's a 30-year line of credit with simple interest. You don't pay all the interest up front. So if you just want to pay interest only on the loan, you'll have very low payments. If you're only going to be around 5 years and then sell the house, why pay principal? Why pay artificially high payments that don't mean anything? But then at the end of 5, or if you decide to stay at any time, you can put $1,000 down on the principal, or 10,000, or 50,000. Oh, then you need the money back. You borrow it back. It's a liquid loan. I love it. You manage it any way you want. Interest only, principal and interest, or principal. It's up to you. The Liquid Loan, a 30-year line of credit. TheLiquidLoan.com, only from Affordable Interest Mortgage. These guys do a great job over there. Kurt Rogers and his team. They'll write you up. Give them a call, 720-895-0500. 720-895-0500. Renew Home Innovations. Beautiful bathrooms. Beautiful. They come in and do that wet area of the basement. They convert that shower, that old ugly shower tub, into a beautiful big rectangle shower if you want. They can do beautiful wall systems that look like stone. They can do glass. They can do perimeter drains, grab bar seats. They make it custom to your movements. It's beautiful. You can spend as little or as much as you want. It's all value. Half off on right now, half off. With Renew Home Innovations, they can do the toilet area, the sink area, whatever area you want in your bathroom, but definitely specializing in those beautiful tubs or beautiful showers or combinations. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
If you're looking to pay for a home improvement,
Call those folks and see if they can't get you a good deal and get you redone on those, okay?
Yeah, of course. We're on air, just so you know. We're always on YouTube. Go ahead.
Gotcha, yeah. So, the 60 and 30, we always, it's affordable interest mortgage, all we at the same time with us.
Oh, my goodness, okay. Okay.
And so I was just curious, is that something you guys marry up on purpose, or is this?
We have no say. They just hit whenever.
Gotcha.
But that's just a mortgage. It's not an investment thing.
Okay, gotcha. Tell the reverse mortgage folks that when you talk to them, okay?
It's literally, that's all. It's
All right.
it's just like a second mortgage, but it's a first line of credit.
Right. Well, I guess it's first paid on.
Okay.
What's that, the liquid loan?
Yeah, I guess it's
All right, sir. Well, I must go, but you please call me back if you need any other referrals. I'm always happy to help you, okay?
Yeah, but you got to buy. You got to literally buy a house and get a
Silver Leaf
mortgage with the liquid
Both
loan.
great companies. One Clear Choice, Handyman Hub.
Sure.
You're in a lot of good hands, okay?
It's something that we used to marry up.
You are so welcome.
Oh, I
Have a
didn't know
nice
that.
day. Bye-bye.
there's a better way.
It's always
Oh,
curious as far as
Is a result of damage to the nerves causing burning,
No.
weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and debilitating balance problems. Front Range Medical Center can relieve you from neuropathy with no injections and no drugs. Using the newest, most advanced treatment, you can start feeling relief in only a few sessions. Call Dr. Dean Anderson, D.C. at Front Range Medical now for a consultation and exam to see if your neuropathy can be treated. He'll provide a painless neuropathy severity exam, normally $200 for just $27. Take action before your neuropathy gets worse. Call Dr. Dean Anderson, D.C. at Front Range Medical at 303-586-7897. 303-586-7897.
Dave Ramsey here
Hey,
for
Tom.
Water Pros. Let's talk about your water, a precious resource that's a part of life. Harmful cleaners, chemicals, and pharmaceuticals are dumped down the drain daily.
What's going on? Hey, is there any place in town that has a bunch of like either master links or chain repair that you know of?
Water treatment system.
Like for what kind of chain? A chain for one of my slides.
Yeah, you got to go to machine.
Hold on. I got Dominic here. I got to ask you something. Hold tight.
Go to Water Pros.
Save on AC with QCColorado.com. Clear all night long. QC Colorado.
Right now, we use them.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 K-House.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Garage Magic is there to make your garage beautiful with that coating that looks beautiful. They can match so many colors, beautiful offset flakes. They can do your patios, your pool decks. GarageMagic.com, guaranteed for life. GarageMagic.com, and that's 720-600-HOME. 720-600-HOME. All right, let's keep. And this is a great season to have that done, by the way. Let's continue here. So anyway, Dave wants to talk about the auto protection plan, one of the ones he has. So let's talk about that, Dave. What's going on?
Hi, how you doing, Tom? I bought a 2010 Buick Enclave CXL, which is one of the bigger SUVs, and it's really nice. But I bought a protection plan from about $895. They charged me for it.
Now, what did they say that? What did they say that was? That's pretty cheap. $895 for those. Is an extended warranty?
Yeah, 36 months and 36,000 miles, and you pay $100 deductible up front.
Wait a minute. Did you buy this new or used?
I bought this used.
Ah, okay. Now I get it. Okay, so keep going. What happened?
The problem I'm having is the 1-800 number for this company of Autodyne, the 1-800-650-9610. I can't seem to get a hold of them at all, and I'm afraid when I take my car into the shop, if I can't get a hold of them, they won't be able to get a hold of them, and then I'm just going to get stuck with a bill. You know what I mean? Or my car will sit for weeks or months.
Why did you call them when you couldn't get a hold of them?
I called them. I've been trying to call them before I take my car because I've already got it scheduled to bring it into Scott's Auto in Loveland.
Who'd you buy the service agreement from?
Frontier Auto Brokers in Longmont.
What? Okay, Longmont, by the way, without even knowing, Longmont and Greeley have the worst auto dealers in the world. Okay, and now here's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying that Frontiers. I don't know them. What I'm saying is this. Yeah. There's about a 90% chance if you deal in Greeley or Longmont, you're going to find a bad auto broker or an auto dealer. Bad. Because I don't know why. I have no idea why, but I've been keeping track for 40 years, and most sleazy dealers per capita in Greeley and Longmont. Now, did you ever call Frontier and say, and what are they called? Frontier what? Frontier ripoffs? What are they called?
Frontier Auto Brokers, and I'm not having problem with the Frontier Auto Brokers.
Okay, yes you are. Yes you are. If you call them and say, I bought this service agreement from you, from which you got about 40% commission, I'd like to know if you will get a hold of them for me because I can't reach them. And if you can't get a hold of them, I want my money back.
Okay. I never even thought about that. I just figured, yeah, they are an agent for the thing. But
yeah, and they made good money selling it. Why do you think they sell it?
Yeah. Okay.
Now listen, Dave, they sold that to you, and if this company is not legit, what's the name of the agreement?
Autodyne Power Plus Vehicle Protection. That's what it's called. Autodyne.
Dyne, D-Y-D-I what?
D-Y-N-E. And
have you ever looked them up online? To you, and if
everything looked good. Everything looked like everything looked good on the rating and all. And I didn't see a lot of customer complaints or anything. So everything looked good.
Are they doing Autodyne as one
Sean,
word?
I'm sending this over to Smarty Money.
Yes.
He's really good at getting
Autodyne service plan. What you ought to do when you call them. I mean, have you ever looked for alternate numbers?
Yes, I did, all over the web, and I just can't find nothing other than that 1-800-650-9610 that tells you pretty much to call back later. You can't leave a message, and it's just constant like that. It's just you can't get a hold of anybody, and you can't leave a message or a phone number.
Okay.
It just says you don't call back later, you know.
Now, are they located in Colorado?
I don't know where they're located, actually.
Well, I'm seeing an address here of Park Meadows,
or something.
Park Meadows Drive in Lone Tree.
Okay.
I mean, if it's Autodyne protected, Autodyne is in Lone Tree, Colorado.
Okay.
And they have bad reviews.
I see. Okay, I do. Park Meadows Drive, Lone Tree. Is that
and it shouldn't surprise you. Yeah, it shouldn't surprise you that they have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. I don't know when people are going to get it through their head. The Better Business Bureau is a dinosaur that died many, many years ago, and it's just a fossil right now.
Understand.
So this Autodyne, I went to their website, and repair facility. I mean, claim requirements. They have it all. I mean, maybe it's maybe you do it online. Maybe that's how they do it. Or they say customers start here. Have you ever?
Well, I did all that. It gives you like a number that says this is going to be your claim number. I got all that online, but the dealer or myself has got to call to get this communication going between the actual person so they can approve it. They can't go ahead, and the garage can't go ahead and work on anything until everything is agreed on.
When you call this number, you get nothing.
Nothing. It pretty much says disconnect, call back later,
Really?
And it's been for 3 days. I called over 50 times.
Wow.
During regular business hours. As I say, it's like a scam, It's like, wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would definitely want to know what's going on.
Thank you for calling Autodyne Administration. For emergency roadside assistance, press 1. To start a new claim or review an existing claim, press 2.
Is that what you did?
To contact our sales and customer service.
I never get that. It's like it just cuts you out. Cuts you out.
Hold on. I'm talking. They're sending me.
You've been transferred to the sales department. Please hold while we connect you with the next available sales representative.
You never got this?
No.
Well, man, I'm getting progress already. I'm on hold for the next rep.
Enter password.
Would you please just call him back? I mean, bro, I'm just telling you what. I just did it right now. 800-650-9610.
Okay.
I mean, just try it. Call us. I mean, stay on hold if you want. Stay on hold. 303-713-8255. More coming right up.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
No reported slow traffic through downtown on I-25 or I-70. Both highways in good shape right now. C-470 checking clear, and your drive-through Lakewood is in good shape as well along either direction of 6th Avenue. And no problems on the Boulder Turnpike. Even 270 through Commerce City, not a bad drive right now. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. A 15-degree temperature drop today compared to yesterday's high. Highs today will be in the mid-80s, and then tonight's low 50. Mid-80s and dry again for tomorrow. Currently, it's 70. With your impact, traffic, and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
This Father's Day, treat Dad to gifts he wants at Lowe's, like saving $60 on your choice of a DeWalt 20-volt Max brushless drill or impact driver kit. Was $159, now $99. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. While supplies last, valid 6/9 to 6/15.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You don't do better than Frank. If you're listing your home, do you know he won't hold you to a long-term contract? And I'll tell you why he doesn't have to, because you're going to be so blown away by his service, a certified negotiation expert, and he's an expert at getting multiple offers. He doesn't go by gimmicks, like let the seller pay the commission. What does that mean? I mean, here's the bottom line, okay? There's going to be commission paid, and it's going to come out of the money no matter who pays it. There's only enough money to go around, right? So here's what Frank Duran does. He takes out all the gimmicks, and he just says, you're going to get more money, and I'm going to sell it quicker. And he shows you his track record on paper. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 1622. All right, I love talking about affordable interest mortgage. I talk about them all the time because I love the liquid loan. You know, if you're going out to buy, you can buy with a liquid loan. What it is a 30-year line of credit. So let's say the house is $500,000-$600,000. You buy it. You can buy it with the liquid loan. You pay interest only. Now, as you pay down the mortgage, if you want to, you don't have to, you can borrow it back. Or if you have an existing home with a lot of equity, you can have a line of credit beyond the first. What happens is this loan is all in one. It's the only loan you'll ever need, the liquid loan. Pull out cash, pay it down. Pay interest only if you want lower payments. And every dime you keep in the bank for regular bills counts against your average daily balance. You actually get credited for it against your balance, so you pay less interest. That's theliquidloan.com from Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500. I love when attorneys do a public service like Blake Harris. Blake Harris is an estate planning attorney, and he knows if someone just dies, you're going to have a bunch of questions. Or if you're getting ready to retire, or you're in your 40s and you just had some children, maybe in your 30s even, whatever, and you want an estate plan, you can call and ask all your questions. What do I need? A will, a trust. He'll answer your questions free of charge and then charge only flat rates for what he does for you, quoted up front. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. For Ideal Home Loans, there's still reason to refi with Ideal Home Loans interest rate guaranteed. Even Shannon was nervous as shit.
Yeah.
Hey, do you realize we're celebrating Juneteenth? There's no show on Monday?
Yeah, we're at Juneteenth off.
Oh, really, Doc? Oh, my God. Mark, did you know that?
Yep, we already got a best of loaded ready.
It's a great weekend for me because I can
It ain't going to matter for you.
Keep our schedule full? Seasonal incentives? Oh, yeah. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements.
I'm going to build out a PC this week for this remote shit. We're just going to do it right. I'm sick of this shit.
How come
What does that mean, Mark? What does that mean?
I'm going to build just a little PC, take it off the laptop. I just talked to Dominic.
Put it on the rack?
We're going to put it on basically the rack. We're going to run audio direct out of a feed right from their equipment, so we're not relying on one of these Wi-Fi cams. And then I'm going to plug the studio cams directly into a hub that connects, so they won't be wireless. The only thing that'll be wireless is Suzanne's cam, which should be no big deal. And it should just all be good and stable as shit.
Can we put in a strip cam?
I don't like strip bars.
Hey, how come today's Juneteenth and we're not celebrating it today?
I don't know. Well, there's a lot of holidays either hit on a Friday or Monday, because no one takes a day off in the middle of the week. That's why, Doc. It does not happen.
But it's crazy. If you're celebrating Juneteenth, today is Juneteenth.
I get it. Well, how about Cinco de Mayo? That's always going to be isn't that always a Friday or Monday? Actually, I don't know.
No, Cinco de Mayo's always on the 5th.
It's always May 5th.
Isn't Juneteenth today the actual day that it happened?
Yeah, but whenever there's a holiday, I mean, it's like Martin Luther King's birthday or Washington's birthday or, you know, all those always, the holiday itself fall on a Friday or Monday.
Yeah, but Mark, that's because that's how they're designated, like the third Friday or
the
right.
on a Monday.
Or like Memorial Day is always on a Monday. They always make it Monday, right?
Yeah, so Juneteenth should have been yesterday.
Why can't we do that for 4th of July? Rotate it around. Everyone celebrate on a different day. Come on. It's on Monday.
Hey, I'd much rather have a 3-dayer. We're getting pretty lazy around Christmas, man. Last 2 years, we're just taking 2 straight weeks off. I think that's the way to do it, don't you, Tom? Honest to God. I think I'll spend a little more time doing different kind of best ofs where I just pull different shit.
Matt always knew he wanted to be a doctor. That's why he makes the most of every day. To study before breakfast, to work hard.
Yeah, Talib just said something that makes sense too, Doc, on YouTube. You know, the parades and all that stuff are always going to be on the weekend, just like...
all right, here we go.
What's the Italian one? The
Today'sMilitary.com can be your path to a fulfilling career. You have a calling, We have an answer. Find your way at todaysmilitary.com.
630 KHAL, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, Dave, so let's talk about your protection. Oh, wait, I think did we give this to him yet? No. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I got enough. I think I got enough Tom information.
No, but listen, I want you to lean on Frontier.
Yep, I will. If I need to, I will.
Call us back? But here's what I want you to say to them. I want you to call that number and because that number put me right through. They gave me selections. It did not sound like call back later. Not one thing. I mean, and I did it again, and it's answering.
I'm thinking it might be our cell phones don't let us call 1-800 Wi-Fi. We knock it off the Wi-Fi, then or not stay on the Wi-Fi, knock it off the service.
I'd be interested.
That might be the problem.
All right, I'd be interested to see what happens. Okay, guys, I wanted to 303-713-TALK. They have pretty good ratings. I mean, not stellar ratings, but pretty good. And here's the deal: they're located right here in Colorado, so we can bug them. So I'd like to know what you guys think of the 4-day work week. Now, obviously, it won't be appropriate for certain jobs, right? But let's say like a Starbucks or a factory or a place where you can put in 10 hours, you work 4 days.
What do you mean? Why?
Well, because, there's a number of reasons. First and foremost, taking an extra 2 hours saves an entire day of energy consumption and going to work, coming home, child care in some cases. But you put in the same number of hours.
But isn't someone else doing that same thing?
Yeah, but if everyone does, listen to this, 10 hours a day, and they presumably get as much work done, so you do 4 days, you do 40 hours.
I don't think most people, Tom, actually work just 40 hours. I mean, honest to God, maybe.
Mark, we're talking about the real world. We're talking about 90% of our workforce, okay?
You think they only work 40 hours?
I'm talking about people who go to work and come home at the end of their shift. Yeah, a lot of people do.
Okay.
Yeah, like Big O Tires, okay? What do you think? They come home and do homework on tires? Come on.
I think that manager there probably works 70 hours.
I'm not talking about the manager, am I, Mark? I'm talking about a 40-hour work week. I'm talking about people and the majority of the workforce, for God's sakes. When I talk about the majority of the workforce, you bring up a manager at Big O. I'm talking about people who work. There are thousands and
I'm just saying that right now in our society, there's so lack of employees, everybody's working overtime everywhere.
Well, I don't think that's the case. In any case, in England, they're doing, in Great Britain, they're doing a test on that. And I want to know what people think about it. But the only people that can really talk about it are people who work a regular 40-hour week. And a lot of people do. You lost touch, Mark. You lost touch.
Grainberry, healthy cereal for your
Hey, Tom, I had all my employees.
And the last thing I want to do, Mark, is sound like we're out of touch. I'm serious, man. I
think most people work more than 40, though.
I had all my employees work 4-day work
if they get overtime, they do. But, Mark, look at all the people. Do you think people at Target work more than 40 hours? Come on, man.
God, I do.
The manager does. You think regular people there? You think they're all of them are working? How about Dutch Brothers? How about Dutch Brothers? You really think they're scheduling their workers for more than 40 hours a week?
No, they just do a part-time model. They don't even have real full-time.
I'm talking about like where they have work-a-day people.
Yeah, I know.
40-hour
You're talking Target and stuff. I don't know.
Every fucking union.
I'm just thinking even when Miles was hourly, he was 50, 60, 70 hours a week at Walmart.
But he got overtime. That was by choice.
Yeah, correct.
I'm talking about the basic work week. Anyone can work overtime. But the basic work week, if people can work 10 hours and do it in 4 days, how many people would be in favor of that?
I don't think everybody would. Hey, Tom, all my employees work 4-day work weeks.
You know, nurses, by the way, they are doing some of them do 3 days. Some of them are doing 3 days, Doc. They work 12 hours a day.
Right. But that's a 35-hour work week, basically. But 4 days a week.
But don't you think most of those people only work in 40 hours a week at whatever full-time job? Also, at this point in our society, have a part-time job, whether it's Uber or anything else, at the same time.
No.
Okay.
Mark, like I said, man, I'm talking about regular. Why do you think they always fucking talk about minimum wage and they talk about people not making enough money? Not most people work 40-hour work. Most people in the country, not the least. It's the majority of people.
Okay.
I mean, look it up. No, really, because I was researching this and I thought it would save a shitload of money and energy.
I know no one that works just 40 hours a week.
Look at line 2, guys. Look at line 2. He has a 7-month work week and a 4-month weekend. That's funny.
Oh, we've got friends like that go 2 weeks on up to Alaska, Tom, and they work
I love that. I love the way pilots work too, but there's only certain jobs that can do that.
Parents were soon hearing from the children they had just dropped off.
He texts me and say, Mom, I
But Dutch Bros, just because you brought it up, their model's crazy. The manager is on salary, and then everybody's part-time, and they do that simply no bennies.
Duncanville, says Mayor Barry Gordon.
There was no hesitation. They do exactly what they're trained to do.
The gunman was killed, but no one else was hurt. His identity has not been released. His motivation hasn't been determined.
How many hours do you work, A-Rod, generally speaking? I know there's kind of a freeze right now, but if you look in a 2-year period.
Depends if it's Bronco season or not.
So, okay.
During Bronco season, always more than 40. Not Bronco season, maybe up to 40. Probably still 40, but definitely like 50, 55.
Do you do anything else? No, but your wife works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, did you see line 1? Have you ever had that problem come in?
Slow, slower, and slowest.
He says, I don't feel dead, but they think I've been dead since 2007.
I'm not dead yet. I'm still happy.
Start up an operating speeds and optimize your device's performance with a 1-year subscription for
Which one is that?
Have you ever had line 1 problem come in before?
It's pretty crazy.
In-store only, Windows devices only.
I definitely did Uber and Lyft in Connecticut.
We've had it with Social Security.
The innovative and feature-rich.
Being an Uber driver was fun. I liked it.
Any size.
Second job.
Phone is simple.
Did you get good tips?
You're on a mobile device.
Yeah, because I went above and beyond. I had like waters and snacks and signs and stuff. Like I went above and beyond. From time to time, I've got a good tip. Tell you though, one quick story. When I was working in Connecticut, I was about to have my last ride. It was 7 o'clock at night, and they don't know. Most people don't know this. When you're a driver, they don't tell you where you're going until you the person gets in the car and the ride starts. So I'm like 7 o'clock at night. I'm hungry. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll do one more ride. Girl gets in. I'm in Connecticut. She wants to go to New York City.
Oh man!
So 2.5 hour drive there, and not a great. And then I got no rides on the way back, so all that gas probably just wiped out the ride.
We always talk to the Uber drivers when we're in Vegas, and they run to California a lot, and they say the same thing, though, man. It's a great ride, you get a great tip, but if you get something back, man, you go, shit, was it worth it?
Yep. Gas money, nothing else, miles on your car.
I bet Uber's crazy in Vegas right now. Last time we were out there just a month or two ago, it was crazy, and gas was even, what, $1 cheaper a couple months ago.
I can't imagine anyone making any good money doing Uber and Lyft right now. I mean, you get to write off your mileage and expenses, but it's just...
Yeah, I just noticed the gas station I go to with the lowest prices was up to $4.68 this morning.
That's actually not bad.
This report is sponsored by Root Insurance.
We got one that's like 10 times cheaper near our house, but that's the one that pretty sure has a skimmer on one of the pumps right now.
At this point, so you're going to be making a good time. Now, we do have a couple accidents reported off the major highways. One is at Airport Boulevard and Smith Road. The other reported northbound Peggy Boulevard at I-70.
Oh, did Jordan leave?
Major delays.
Yeah, he had to split.
His dad's on the line. Tom, Joe Chiano's on the line.
Joe! It's so hard to do it like that, but okay,
and then again tomorrow, mid-80s.
Joe's pretty good.
Currently, it's 7.
Joe was made to do what he does.
What are all these foreign comments in a foreign language on our YouTube feed?
Look, Colorado.
I don't see him. What are you talking about?
Well, you go and see comments.
We do car insurance.
Really? Foreign shit?
Give you smarter rates based on how you actually drive. Not things like your job. Root for good drivers.
That's all right.
Download the app today. Disclaimers may apply. See root.com details.
Foreign? I don't see any. I'm looking.
Sue.
Yeah.
I just copied you on an email to Al.
Oh, okay. You copied me on an email? Okay. Got it. Thank you. I'm just trying to stay on top of all the fires, especially since you're going to be, you know, just trying to help you with that. I'm not trying to harass you.
No, but I just want to get that straightened out.
Yeah. Got it. Yep. I'll look at it.
You gotta get the.
A-Rod lives next to the tree
I'm
farm.
like 10 minutes away. Nice. Wife and I went there last year. It's a nice place.
The guy that wrote our theme song wrote that theme song too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Steve
Nice.
Moss, the beer guy.
Hella memorable. Both accounts.
You know, if you work 40 hours a week, what the hell else do you do? That's the part I can't even comprehend.
You eat, you sleep.
Well,
You
Miles,
eat and sleep.
what do you mean? What else do you do with your time?
Yeah.
Eat, sleep, and work for the weekend is what most people do, unless you're working a job like this. All right, here we go.
Yep, Thomas says right here, the average American works 34.4 hours per week as of May 2019. That's crazy.
It's a 40-hour work week.
30. Yeah, but the average American is 34.4.
Yeah, because it's 40 minus 5 for lunch. They work 7 hours a day for 5 days a week.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk. What is on your mind and how can we help you? We ask that question every day, 303-713-8255. And this is our brought to you by Garage Magic. If you want a beautiful garage floor or walkway or a patio, GarageMagic.com. And they guarantee it for life. All employees, no contractors. They'll supervise the entire job from beginning to end. 720-600-HOME, GarageMagic.com. Let's keep going. And we also have Joe Chiano on. We were talking about putting money away, tax-free. You know, more and more this is looking better and better and better and better as the stock market is taking a crap. It's a guaranteed, right now, 3.5%. And a 1% dividend still, Joe? Is it still a 1% dividend?
It is, Tom. 1% dividend.
So 4.5% total. By the way, it's a fund that grows tax-free. So it's like getting way more than that. And then also, as it grows tax-free, you can on purpose borrow from it. So let's say you have $5,000 in that account, right? Whether you do it monthly, quarterly, whatever. Let's say you build up $5,000, or you put a lump sum in there. So you build up, and you borrow it. Are we walking on each other here? I just wanted to say I think
we are. Sorry.
You borrow the $5,000, Joe. Now,
yes,
I can choose to pay back that $5,000 at 14%, right? Instead of a credit card.
Right. That's right. Absolutely.
And people don't get this concept. But if you have $5,000 sitting around in this account, and you can borrow it, instead of putting it on your credit card, people think, well, then I'm spending my own money. But if you pay it back exactly the way you would a credit card, with the same exact interest or whatever, or on purpose interest, you will then shelter more money. So even if you have enough money to use a regular credit card, and you don't mind, why do it when you can pay yourself that money? So you're teaching people how to capture the interest they normally would pay to others.
That is right. That is right, Tom.
Do people get that concept?
I think, some people do, but I'd like to make a correction here a little bit, Tom, if you don't mind.
No, for sure.
Okay, like if you have $5,000 in your Become the Banker account and you want to borrow $3,000 to pay off a visa, let's say, or to take a trip or whatever.
Or just buy something, right?
Right. But that money doesn't come from your account. I want you to really understand this concept, all of us.
Well, no, but your account is kind of like collateral.
It is collateral, but I mean, the money's coming from the life insurance company,
right?
Okay, and that your money, you still have $5,000 in your account,
earning interest.
$3,000, earning interest, the whole $5,000. I mean, how good is that?
Right. So if you're borrowing 3 from it or from them, 5 is earning interest, and then you're paying interest on 3.
Exactly.
To the life insurance company. So you're still making a little positive. Then you make it even more when you pay yourself back.
That is right. That is.
And when I say pay yourself back, when you pay back the insurance company and you pay back the extra interest does not go to the insurance company.
That's right. It goes to you.
Right. That's what I want to make. So it is kind of like borrowing your money. I understand what you mean. Technically, you're not exhausting your money, but you are holding it as collateral, and that extra interest you pay goes and grows, and it grows tax-free. Now, it actually is technically tax-deferred, but you figured out years ago how people make it tax-free, because you never take it, you never just draw it out. Even in retirement, you're actually making loans to yourself. Right?
That is absolutely true.
Then what happens? Then what happens? Will your estate be in debt? If you live 10, 20 years drawing this money out in loans, will your estate owe all that money?
No, because see, the life insurance policy, the death benefit, is also held as collateral. So let's say that you borrowed over time $100,000, and then you have a death benefit of $250,000. Okay, because it's higher than the cash. Then the life insurance company will take their money, what you owe them on those loans, by the death benefit, and they'll give the balance to your beneficiaries.
And the balance is tax-free to your beneficiaries.
You got it. It's all tax-free.
Now, here's what I want to make clear, though, Joe. You structure it so you'll always have enough life insurance to pay back the loans.
You have to.
Right.
By law, you have to have, more life insurance than any given cash value that you may have on the policy. That's what keeps it tax-free.
Okay. So you then you're able to build up whatever you have in a life, plus the life insurance value grows, right?
That's right. And the most amazing thing is that it grows every year, the death benefit as well as the cash value of the policy.
Both of them grow.
Yeah, the death benefit grows every year. See, the death benefit has to be always higher than the cash value.
And it automatically grows with the
automatically, with no
right.
premium. The premium will be the same. So you may start out with a $100,000 policy, but at the end, let's say when you're 65 or 70, you're going to have $300,000, and you're still paying the same premium. It's the opposite of life insurance, basically.
The opposite of what it used to be, right? Yeah,
right, the traditional, right.
Becomethebanker.org. Let's talk to Doug. I was asking people, and by the way, more and more people, Mark, are working more than 40 hours. But
I just found a Gallup poll. The average is like 47, 48.
Right. But it's still, listen carefully, it's still a 40-hour work week. The 7 hours are overtime.
I understand that 100%.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Now, the majority, here's what I'm getting at, Mark. The majority of Americans do not have a job where they get paid a salary and work their asses off. They work either a 40-hour week and a few people work salaries, and a few people, of course, own their business or have a combination or do sales, and then they don't care when they work. But on the 40-hour work week, even if they work overtime, you would still have it based on a 40-hour work week. So my question is, should that work week be 5 days like it is now, or should it be 4 days? There are people proposing that it be a 4-day.
Hey, when you said I was out of touch, though, I got a serious question about this.
Said you lost touch.
Yeah, when I lost touch, what does that mean? That are you saying that we work harder than most people just because most people I know work more than that? Or are you assuming that people that only work 10 hours a week? I don't know what you meant by that.
Here's what I mean. We have such a weird, and I don't want to get into it because I don't like, necessarily making the show about us. We have such a weird business, career, job. We work when we want, except for on the air. We work when we want, how we want, where we want. It's totally out of touch with the average person. It really is, Mark. If I turn on my computer and I do some work, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get into details. We're not working regular. So I meant we lost touch with what do regular people do every single day. They work their asses off. That's what I mean. And I appreciate them. And I know you appreciate them. I know you do. But I'm saying when we talk about this, though, we can't assume that everyone has the freedom or they do what we do, because they don't. When they work 40 and 60 hours a week, that 60 hours is 20 on top of a normal 40-hour week. It is still a 40-hour week, even though people work longer. The reason they work longer is because they need the money and they get the overtime. Some people couldn't survive without overtime.
I guess what I was just saying is even prior to this, man, when I had the Goodyear stores, ask Suzanne, I was 70, 80 hours a week in the stores.
But Mark, you were the owner of it. Mark, that's a different. When we have guests in the studio, we have the owners of the companies. We never have the people who actually do the work, the HVAC people, the electrician, the plumbers. We talk to the
Doc, I'm just saying, if you took Bob Logan from yesterday, I would bet his average HVAC technician is working a hell of a lot more than 40 hours a week right now. A hell of a lot more.
Let's ask these guys.
But hold on. But it still doesn't negate the 40-hour work week.
I agree with that.
The entire country is based on a 40-hour work week.
I do like what you're saying about 4 days, though. I think most people would say if they could cram in, whether it's 40, 50, 60 hours in 4 days and have 3 days off, I bet they'd love it.
Or I think what people would do is the people who like overtime would keep the 5th day for all overtime. I just think what it does is it's an efficiency that, it's just like with schools. It's stupid that schools take off summers and those buildings sit empty most of the time. I mean, really and truly, it's just one of those things. We have to look for efficiencies when it comes to the environment, and when it comes, and I'm not talking about, I think we have to take care of the environment. I'm not necessarily going to start spewing all this fear-mongering crap, but I think we should be more efficient with our time, more efficient with our buildings, more efficient with our resources, and that's one way to do it. Utilize buildings, utilize jobs. In fact, a lot of jobs, I often wondered, and Mark, we had this conversation years ago. You had a store, and you had people that you said it's so hard for them to build computers, and then they have to wait on people at the counter, and then they're taken away from their job of building.
Yep.
And I said, well, what does this store do from 6 o'clock till the following morning at 6 in the morning? And you went, whoa. And I said, why don't you have a night shift just building computers and not servicing people?
And that's what we did. Twice a week, I would have about 5 guys in overnight. I'd order pizza. And they'd crank out all the machines ordered that week.
All we did was change the efficiency or the utilization, I should say.
Because if you think about it, any business out there that closes, that period of time, it's not like your landlord goes, oh, guess what? You don't have to pay that prorated rent when you're closed.
That's right. That's exactly right. And if we can find more ways to be efficient, we would utilize our resources, I think it would be smarter, and that's what the 4-day week is supposed to do. By the way, Doug, I'm sorry, I went overtime, so we'll come right back to you right after this.
I think a lot of people would like to work night shifts.
I do. I worked nights. Well, it wasn't really nights. It was 3:30 a.m. When Suzanne and I first met, like 30-plus years ago. I would leave for work at 3:30, and I'd usually get home. I was hourly, but overtime was my deal, man. Yeah. I'd work till 2 or 3. I did 12 hours a day, and I'd take more if they gave it to me.
When I was doing my residency, we had 7 to 7
Yes,
shifts.
hang on just a minute. Let me tell Tom you're on
volunteered to take night shift.
David Ellis Jewelry
I could
wants
do
to buy
something
your
during the day.
jewelry. David Ellis Jewelry will buy the tangled messes for just the steel, the metal, you know. I mean, they'll buy the platinum, the gold, the silver, whatever you have, and he'll weigh and pay on spot. But if you want to sell your estate jewelry, he'll do that too. That's David Ellis Jewelry at 2640 East 3rd Avenue, 303-322-8779. That's DavidEllisJewelry.com. That's 3rd and Clayton. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. Now, he's different than most firms you hear bragging about how many clients they have and all of that, and how many attorneys they have. You're not going to get lost in the shuffle with John Fuller. I don't know if that's important to you, but it should be, because John Fuller will take personal care with your case, no matter how big or how small or regular it is. You still want to collect, right? John Fuller you can trust. myaccidentlawyer.co. He's our expert here, and he can be your expert. He'll evaluate your case and always works on contingency. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500.
So many people have.
So when I was a 911 dispatcher, we would alternate weeks, 3 days, 4-day work weeks. But every day, so it'd be 3-day work weeks, 4-day work weeks, so 12-hour days. Half of it was the job, and half of it was the worst.
My God, you had so many jobs.
Tell you about
Well, I was in between second and third stint here at iHeart when I thought I was done with this business, but then I decided. I was like, nope, I love it. I'm going back because I didn't realize.
What was the average 911 call?
extra money.
So it was Boulder County.
You were a 911 operator?
Wait, I
missed
can
that.
guess right now.
Yeah, between my second and third stint here, I was a
Someone was eating hamburger or they were sitting on a tree limb.
No, I'm trying to think, most common. There were a lot of.
Someone stole my granola bar.
A lot of animal complaints, a lot of noise complaints. I actually had some crazy ones, though. I did have some crazy ones.
I would make a good 911 operator. I
talked someone down who was holding the shotgun and had him surrender to cops. Like,
oh my gosh, A-Rod.
Half an hour, I talked him down. I got him to surrender his shotgun. He came out of the garage with his hands up.
Holy cow.
I convinced him to do it.
I think I'd be a good 911 operator too.
No, it wasn't. So people every time when I left, people were like, "Oh,
yeah, I can hear Mark being a 911 operator now. Take that barrel. Take that barrel. Put it in your mouth.
What the fuck's your problem, dude?
Leaving was threefold. One, I wanted to come back to this business because I didn't realize how much I missed it because I think I'm pretty good at it. Number two, people were like, "Oh, it must be the hard calls." Like, no, nothing really bothered me. Nothing phases me. It was more so like the training you had to do for years. And I'm just like, I'm not going to be a grunt for half a decade. I'm okay.
The media spin. Her show is called.
And then the work weeks, and then like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And I was never happy. My wife was never happy.
You couldn't pay me to be a cop these days, man.
Giving you the facts you need to know. She's asking the tough questions the big media won't. Find out why millions are making the switch to Newsmax. It's on all major cable systems and streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Make the switch.
I had some crazy stuff. I had some crazy calls.
Check your profile.
Yeah, but the majority is all bullshit, right?
I mean, I wouldn't even say majority. I mean, I would say a solid 30-40% was some life or death stuff.
Oh, that's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I did CPR over the phone a couple times. I did have some people.
You know what would have been?
I did have some people die.
It'd be cool if you got the John Benet Ramsey call.
Right. Yeah, because you usually don't hear the results of calls, but there were a few when you would hear over the radio, like 20 minutes after taking the call.
Or the big ones, news.
Yeah, they'd call it code black, and it was someone that died.
Ross Kaminsky just offered me Red Rocks tickets for tonight.
Who is it?
They're called Glass Animals. They're an alternative band.
They do a Heatwave song.
Heatwave. My
Ask
son
him if
loves
he
that
wants us
song.
to give them out. I don't want them.
Well, he asked me, not you. Just so you know.
Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Inflation is close to double digits and failed progressive policies.
Glass Animals.
You love that Heatwave song.
The only people I would go see tonight at Red Rocks would be the Monkees.
The American dream within reach. I'm an economist with solutions.
Did you know they outsold the Beatles numerous years?
And stop the flow of fentanyl into our community.
In fact, the Beatles couldn't even get a TV show. The Monkees, on the other hand, had it made in the shade. TV, radio, music, albums. They were like 3 times what the Beatles ever did.
Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
The Rockies are back on the field.
Oh, I am so shocked. I am goating and goating.
Shane Bieber is the pitching matchup. Broncos wide receiver Tyree Cleveland.
You should see Tom. I'm looking at him. He's about to explode.
He's going to instruct me to smack you.
Competition due to injury. Serena Williams will play at Wimbledon as one of 8 wild card berths handed out by the
loves the Beatles.
He was the best band of all time.
I'm Frank Aaron.
Are you ready to turn a small bet into a big?
I don't know, man.
Anyone ever says the Stones? Of course, Octopus's Garden. Let's go.
Hey, did you know that they invented multi-track recording?
That I believe.
You mean you believe bands
engineers?
All right, here we go.
Then you can hear news and talk that impacts your life.
Getting 630 K-Pop from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station, available on over 2,000 devices.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I can't tell you how much I love Water Pros. Now, if you want to do a whole house water softener, you can do it for Martino listeners under $2,000. Only for Martino listeners. You got to mention my show, seriously. And that's better laundry, better skin, better health.
What did you hate
better. I'm telling you, it's better for your plumbing. It's waterpros.net. They also do a water system for your water, drinking water. Under $1,000, you'll never buy bottled water again. All right, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
Hey, Tom, we got a couple updates. Doc actually talked to that oxygen company, and Smarty Marty has already reached out and talked to Faye Myers.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So what's going on with the oxygen? Deputy Doc, this woman called, basically she bought a concentrator and can't get it worked on. And they say it's going to be like 6 weeks to get it fixed. What did they say to you?
Well, I spoke to the guy there, and he explained that because of COVID, there was a huge backup with people bringing in oxygen concentrators, and right now they're having a tough time getting parts and motherboards. And he said, look, I understand how difficult it is, but there's nothing we can do because we really are backed up with lots of
and they don't
people.
have any loaner stuff?
Well, they could give her a loaner, but it would cost her $300. Her other option is to have her insurance company give her a tank with a little cart so she can wheel it around for no charge until her portable oxygen tank is fixed. So she does have 2 alternatives, and he sounded very sincere that they just don't have the parts, they don't have motherboards, and because of COVID, things are backed up with a lot of people having problems with oxygen concentrators that they couldn't take care of because of supply chain. So I believe the guy, and he did give her 2 alternatives.
I believe it, too, because remember, Tom, during COVID, they were, I think Trump signed an order to where all these factories were actually building oxygen machines and the lung things.
Yeah, I couldn't get a portable oxygen concentrator for 2 years.
Right. Oh, man. Anyway, what's Smarty Marty doing with Faye Myers? Let's talk to him. Faye Myers, now, this was simply a problem where when they prepped this unit, they never filled the one tranny, the sub-tranny, with oil. So he's having nothing but trouble with overheating. All he wants to do is get it fixed. He says they refuse to find the problem, and other Honda mechanics say it needs to be rebuilt. Go ahead, Smarty.
Well, so what I did, Tom, is I put a 3-way call. We did a conference call between Sean and Billy, who's the service manager.
Oh, cool.
And we talked it all out, and Billy heard the whole story, and I heard it, and Billy offered or suggested to bring it back and let him have one more chance at it. That's what Billy offered. I felt it was a good option.
Me too.
Sean doesn't want to do that. And I said, Sean, I think it's best. This is your best option because give him a chance. He's offering a chance. He's heard your whole story. He's heard everything, and he made a promise that he'll fix everything. But apparently Sean doesn't trust Billy, and he just wants to go through the court system. I said, okay, that's your option.
That to me is ridiculous. I mean, no matter what, one more time can't kill him. That is ridiculous. Right. I marked that. I marked that solved.
And like we explained to them, that company has been around. I don't know how long. A long time. I can't think. I can think of one complaint we've ever had on them.
Tom, in my opinion, Billy was honest with me. He was forthright. He didn't seem to shirk any responsibility. He claims he never heard of you, which is hard to believe. He's going to Google you.
You mean me? Holy crap! Well, he's a I'm just kidding.
You know what? Now we're done with this company.
Yeah.
Well, I invited Billy on, and he said he'll do his research because he's entitled to his side.
Oh, well, hold on. How old was this guy from Fay Myers you were talking to?
I didn't ask. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. He could be a young man. I really didn't ask that.
No, I'm just fooling around. Anyway, bottom line is,
but
he said he would fix it.
Good option. I said it was a great option because if he doesn't fix it, now you can have a court case.
Right.
Right. So he just wants to go get a couple opinions and take them to small claims. I said, okay, that's your choice.
Yeah. Okay. So consumer opted out, basically, and there's nothing we can do. I don't think.
Billy felt that there was two problems involved, and he was chasing the wrong problem. That's what he said.
And he admitted it.
He said it. Well, you're chasing two problems now. That's why you have to come back 3 times. I said, Billy, how would you feel if you had to bring something back? Now it's the 4th time. He says, I agree with you. He said, I agree with you. Absolutely. He was totally in agreement.
All right. Got nothing we can do about it, but I really appreciate it, Smarty Marty. You working on anything else?
Well, yes, I have Robert. He's the one with the neighbor with the trash.
You know what?
Man,
you know what? By the way, I looked at that. I need to see that picture again. We need to put that up. We never put that up on the air.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
So
I wasn't. Okay, you did it, Mark.
Progress.
Yes,
we're making progress. He's getting apparently some other neighbors have complained also.
It's disgusting. I thought the guy might be nitpicking, but he wasn't. It's terrible.
It was so bad, and it's all hoarding. It's not just trash because they moved it at one time and put it back. But Talib, put those photos up again.
Yeah, I'd like to get a copy of that for Show Me the Trouble. It's incredibly bad. I'm telling you, it is bad. And I did not realize it was going to be that bad. So, I mean, it was like, what are you kidding me? If I lived next door to that.
And the HOA, Tom, the amazing part is he lives in an HOA and they're putting up with it.
Well, wait a minute. At first they were putting up with it. They made their position was it's not the front yard. We don't care about the backyard.
Yeah, but it looks so disgusting.
Well, now they're
you can see it over the fence.
It's also going to attract rats and all of that.
It probably already has. But we're working on it, and there's progress made. And Robert is actually doing all the work. It has nothing to do with me. And we'll get back to in a week or so. He should have some positive results.
Hey, Tom, on a side note on the same thing, House Bill 22-1137 limits HOA's ability now in Colorado from seeking foreclosure against homeowners who accumulate fines for violating community rules, man. That went into effect this year.
That's good. That's
all
really
right.
good.
Anyway, guys, I will call you back when I have some more updates.
Thank you, Smarty Pants. 303-713-TALK. I'm Tom Martino, and we have more coming up. Stick around.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the
Another. You know what? That might have not passed yet, actually.
Yeah, I read that article multiple times. It was hard to determine whether or not it's in effect.
I can't tell either. That's just strange.
I reread it multiple times.
For what you need.
But coming down the pipe in some fashion.
On northbound Parker Road, right around
the issue is they'll still have the lien, so they might not be able to foreclose, but when you sell that house, boy, they're going to get every nickel.
Oh, HOAs.
Drive on I-25.
Glorious in all their glory.
Good. No problems through the Central Drive. Downtown Denver on I-25. And no issues really on I-25 through the
Hey, Tommy, that Doug has been holding the longest.
Okay, thanks. Listen, can you send me a picture of that trash again? I do want to post that.
Yep. Hey, Talib, send there it is. It's up on YouTube now. Talib, send that over Tommy.
Traffic and weather. I'm Chris McLaughlin.
10 seconds to your lives, Tom.
It gets up over the fence. It's so crazy. And they don't consider it trash. It's their valuables. Their keepsakes.
Home insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Liberty, liberty.
So what do I love about Zero Res's cleaning fluids? Nothing, because they don't use cleaning fluid. In fact, they use nothing but empowered water. And I shouldn't say nothing but, because that is patent. It's alkaline-based, super soft, and does it clean. Not to mention getting rid of germs and pathogens. But what I really love is it doesn't leave any sticky, dirt-attracting residue behind. And no matter what people tell you, all carpet cleaning leaves behind crap. But not ZeroResDenver.com. 3-room areas, just $119. You can buy more if you want. Safe and effective, less water. Remember that. Carpets dry faster and they stay clean longer. I can attest to it. They come to my home. I love it. ZeroResDenver.com. 303-471-5150. That's ZeroResDenver.com. Okay, please tell someone about the liquid loan to make their life better if they're looking especially to refinance their house. They no longer have to have a conventional loan and be at the mercy of interest rates and then interest paid up front. With this loan, even if interest rates rise a little, it doesn't affect you that much because you're not paying all the interest up front. You're only paying interest on what you have out for as long as you have it out. So you can pay down your loan anytime you want. You can borrow it back when you need it. But with the interest, you can make interest-only payments in between. You're in full control. Now, if you decide to make regular payments, you're going to pay it off quicker than a regular loan because you are not paying all the interest up front. It's called theliquidloan.com. You will love Kurt and his team at Affordable Interest Mortgage. Theliquidloan.com, 720-895-0500.
Good with it.
Oh my God! Look at that trash. That is okay. I need those photos, man. Those are good photos.
You have to. Later tonight, you're the one putting the floor down, right?
Oh, here go the snacks?
That is the thing.
Right.
Do good work, show up on time, price fairly, and above
Our
all,
friendly ones,
keep your promise.
Hey, to leave, I shrunk. You're going to have to readjust the camera.
Those little puny little 2-bite
recent doors, they have our word. We'll treat them right. You
Frickin-
betcha, Todd.
Hey, Tom, we got new chairs, if you can believe that shit.
How are they?
Really? I swear to God.
Did they? But they didn't redo the studio yet,
Reese's
did
peanut
they?
butter?
No, the floor's coming in overnight, apparently.
Are they carb free?
They're low, very low carb, but they're puny. But you wouldn't think they're carb free. They're
Like Atkins?
no, pull apart sticky treat. What is that?
Taffy?
I got to see how low to the ground I am.
Taffy?
No, they're sitting. Oh my God, what is it called?
You're killing me.
What's that?
You're killing me,
What's that, man?
Smalls.
It's made of
Colorado's home for home loan.
Rice Krispies.
Oh, Rice Krispies.
You're eating a Rice Krispie
No, I'm not.
treat?
No, I'm not. Because
That's
the
not
only
carb. He's
but
low carb.
I'm low carb, but the ones they have in here are super low carb because they're like 2-bite little Rice Krispies. Like you're done at 2 bites.
So it is a Rice Krispie treat.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That is not low carb by any
It
means.
is. It is. No. I surprised these little ones they have over
Small
here.
enough. You'd have to have a
They're
bunch
so
for
small.
it to
They're only
be a
like
lot of
a few carbs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
No.
I
The big ones, no, of course not.
Portion control is really all
You can
that
take
is.
a fucking Snickers bar and cut off the tip and call it low carb.
As long as it's low carb, it's low carb. But no, Snickers, you're never gonna get to be low carb. But apparently, a Rice Krispie treat with little
There's some good
2-bite
keto
ones.
treats out there.
Oh, I
though.
love. Oh, we have. My wife and I have the.
Sharp pain or tingling in
Oh my God, brain farting today. Frickin'
Atkins or
no,
something.
chicharrones.
I don't know what those are.
Chicharrones. They're.
Oh, I know what those. Those are low carb.
They are.
Even with the cinnamon.
They're zero. No, they're not. No cinnamon. Chicharrones are.
They're like a little.
pork rinds.
Oh.
Pork rinds. And they're delicious. No. There's a brand they have at Walmart that we go for shop. They're delicious.
Are they sweet?
No, they have different flavors. They have spicy ones, they have honey mustard ones. The spicy ones are the best. And they're 0 carb. I think they're almost 0 carb. It's all right. There's low carb substitutes for everything. I've lost 60 pounds since August.
I wondered. I wasn't going to ask you, but I
Right.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've lost 60 since August, and now I'm going to join. I'm jumping on the iHeart bandwagon. Everyone else is jumping on soda. I'm going to jump on soda here shortly.
I read an article that if you mix club soda and balsamic vinegar, it tastes just like Coca-Cola.
There's Coke Zero. I love it. 0 carb too. And then there's low carb subs for everything. Tortillas. All right, here we go.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So let's talk to who's been waiting the longest here?
Line 2, Doug.
Doug, what's going on now? When we talked about the 40-hour work week and we talked about reducing it from, oh, he's gone. Okay, never mind. 303. He said he had, I don't know what he meant, but he said he had a very long work week. But in any case, are we done with line 1 as well? Has he gone? All right, let's talk to Jan. Welcome, Jan. What's going on?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call today. I don't know if you can help or not, but my father passed away and my mother both last year. But my father was due his 2020 tax return of $1,000, $1,002.
You mean a tax refund?
Yes.
Did he do his taxes for the year? That refund, did he actually file those taxes?
He did. He filed, and in September they sent a letter saying that somebody had died according to his Social Security number, but that was actually my mother who died in January 2021, and she had to get off his military stuff. So you have to send everything, and it's all connected to his social. So my father had started filling out the paperwork to say that it was his wife who had passed away, not him, and with her social. But then he passed. So he passed October 1st. And so
October 1st of last year? October of last year?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so the estate has to file for October, for 2021.
Right. We still have to do that, but he never got his refund from 2020 because they assumed he had passed away, but it was my mother who had died first. And so it got mixed with the Department of Defense information because you have to take them off deers and everything like that.
But he never amended 2020.
Well, yeah, he had the papers done. And then he passed away. And so
where are those papers? Where are those papers right now?
In my hands. I had sent them to him, and then his tax guy said also include Form 1310, which is stating that he's passed and they still hadn't sent it, and you put all the information. And I did do that in December, and then I called them in January, which I know was too quick to push through, but they said they couldn't tell me anything yet because they hadn't gotten through all their paperwork. So he still hasn't received that, and his tax guy's working on 2021 for me.
No,
but,
I get it. That's too bad. So, okay. So here's what we can do. We can get Larson tax relief on. Now, Larson, they're really good people, and they can help us out. So why don't we get Larson to talk about what we should do? Let's just figure out what we should do at this point.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm sure that they're going to know what to do. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, and so I figure they have it. They're just behind and don't really.
They're way behind.
They're way behind, but so that paperwork, let me get it straight then. That paperwork was sent in that your dad filled out.
Right. I sent it in and then also sent in the 1310 form stating that he had deceased and I'm claiming the refund for his estate. He doesn't have a huge estate, but
hold on. Okay, then that's different. So it has been. Then let's just call it like it is. So it has been done. It has been sent in.
I sent you the paperwork.
Oh,
yeah, I'm just trying to.
You're just wondering. You're just wondering where it is right now.
Right, or when you do a hunt, you can't find it because his Social Security's disabled, so to speak.
But I'm talking about the taxes. The tax return.
Yeah, they're all done. Yeah.
Well, when was that done?
Done.
When did you submit those papers?
I submitted the papers when they sent their request. We received that in, let me see here, I have a date. I sent it all in December again to them, and they had sent this letter, September of 2021, saying it appears somebody had died. Maybe it's a surviving spouse. So
I get that. I need to know this.
Yeah.
The paperwork your dad filled out that corrected it, okay, was that paperwork ever sent in?
Yes, that was sent in, and then I also included the 1310 form that they say to do
for the estate.
Passed.
Right. When was that sent in?
December 2021.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out. So it's been 6 months.
Yes. And it's probably too soon, but I just...
No, I don't know if it's too soon. But this is so unusual. Here's what we're going to do. Let's see if we can get Larson Tax Relief on to answer the question. Just, if you hold...
Thank you.
Yeah, if you hold, what we'll do is we'll try to get that answered for you. Okay, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Troubleshooter show, please hold a minute.
So Larson Tax Relief would be good.
Larson Michael Plantinga.
He's online too, Tom. Did you see that?
Got it.
I didn't know how to explain it to him.
I'll just do it.
Now, it is slow north of Arapahoe, traveling northbound, making your way towards Orchard. Left lane road construction. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. 15 or so degree temperature drop today for the high. Expected to be in the mid-80s today. Tonight, full 50, and then mid-80s and dry for tomorrow as well. Currently, 77.
Shit.
With your Impact weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 Hey How.
Are you able to cut a spot today, Tom? Yay or nay?
For who?
It'd be a 10 or 15 second.
Hold on, here we go.
For Compass and Frank Duran for the podcast. If not, we'll just handle it later. It's not a big deal.
FixMyHome.com for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Right now, I'm telling you, this is incredible heat, and everybody's calling now. And I told you should have done it earlier, but luckily they're still holding to their $39 special for your air conditioner to be cleaned, checked, adjusted, all of the pressures, and giving it a clean bill of health. So Fix It 24/7 will do that for just $39. You can also ask about their special financing for new furnaces and AC units. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. The company I trust in my home, and you can too. Get your AC clean and checked for just $39. It's like a refurbishment the way they do it. 720-526-3939. You know, I love garage coatings. I just love that finished look. Man, does it increase the value of your home. I can tell you it does. I mean, people love it. And I can tell you that Garage Kings does a great job. They did Mark and Suzanne's home, and they're located at GarageKings.com, the entire front range, no money down. And he says he'll give you the guaranteed lowest price, 720-252-0370. 720-252-0370. Hey, Buddy and Karen Mitchell started Simply Floors, a small floor covering operation with one thing in mind: super serving consumers and doing it at better pricing than even the big boys. And they did it. They got into a buying group where they can price things to the quick. And not only that, they have the finest installers and great financing, so you get everything: better prices, better installers, and a whole better experience when you deal with their design consultants who deal just with you on that job, whether it's LVT, carpeting of all kinds, and hardwoods. Simply Floors Inc. That's INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com to make your own appointment.
Tired of long waits and rushed care at the ER and urgent care
Oh,
clinic?
sorry about that. Remind me your first name and I'll tell Tom to take you next.
Hey, Tom. When does your doc think you'd be, you know, like almost not 100%, but I mean really good?
I'm very sorry about that. Says he's dead.
6 weeks. I mean, I'm going to be walking around before that.
No, I know that.
Hang on a minute, man.
And I'll be doing, but I won't be
Troubleshooter
doing
show. What is your
like
first
normal
name?
shit.
But I'm saying like September, if we were thinking somewhere September, where I would not be remote, we would just be gone for the week. I mean, is September even is that even feasible? Okay. Are you and Steph going to do something?
I think we are, but I don't know when.
He'll be fine by September. You can get to the show? Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
All right, hang tight. Listen to the phone. When you hear your
Well, I
name,
don't know.
come in
You
and
were
tell Tom
telling
your
the poor
question.
guy he could be dead at this time tomorrow.
Well, yeah, but if he's dead, it's a moot point.
Or just have no use of his leg. That's what you're saying.
Oh, that's right. He'd just be
You can
paralyzed.
still do the show from a wheelchair. Right, Tom?
God.
You could do it from a wheelchair.
Never call your insurance for a
No comment.
Who do you want me to smack first, Tom?
Just take the whole lot of them.
Why not? What,
Like,
me?
like the Three Stooges
We
did.
got this show. We don't need them.
You know how they started on one. You know how they lined them all up and he slapped.
Whack, whack, whack.
I'll tell you, whoever came up with that idea back then was the best. Mo Curley, and who was it? Larry. And who was the other one? Chef.
There was a fourth?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
played
only three at a
Curly.
time, though.
Yeah.
Only three at a time.
Well, it couldn't have four people. It was the Three Stooges.
Exactly. That's why I was like, what?
There was a Seinfeld where the freaking Kramer goes, that must have been a chef. It's this old lady said, did you see the Three Stooges? I was in it, where they found a guy that raped someone and they were thrown in jail. She just had this outrageous deal.
Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Uma.
Just kidding. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Uma.
Mark, what yoga class do you want to do?
Video and collaboration.
Probably the beer and yoga one, but I'm not drinking beer, so...
Carbs.
Parker.
Wait a second. Is there really a beer and yoga class?
Oh, heck yeah. You
I'm
can
sure
do
there
beer
is.
and yoga every weekend in Denver.
Where's tequila
That
and yoga?
kind of sucks.
It's
Tequila and yoga.
Hey, we ran a marathon one time, or a quarter marathon.
the rock and roll
It
marathon.
was called Rock and Roll, and as soon as you finished, man, they just handed you beer left and right.
Beer and yoga is a thing. They have them at yoga at breweries all the time on Saturdays and Sundays.
All right, here we go.
I've never done one.
All for free. For everything from routine maintenance to a dream remodel. Because however you want your money done, we'll get it done.
Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
Try to simplify this for Michael Plantenga at Larson Tax Relief. There are tax experts for problems, audits, collections. Hey, Michael, Jan's dad died last year, okay? But he was trying to get his refund from the previous year. The reason is he had a refund coming from the previous year, but the IRS held it up. And they held it up because they thought he died when really it was his wife who died. Now, I hope this doesn't get too complicated. So picture this. Her dad is trying to correct the situation so he gets a refund that they were withholding because they thought he had died. Instead, his wife had died. So his daughter, Jan, finished that paperwork because he died. Okay? He was in the middle of doing that when he died. She finished that paperwork and submitted it in December of 2021, saying that he had a refund coming from 2020. How long does it take for that to process?
Oh, boy, Tom, that could be a long time. I would advise your listener to file a request for taxpayer advocate assistance.
And how does she do that?
It's a Form 911. You can download it off of the internet, and that way someone from that office will be assigned the case, and they can work on her behalf to get this ironed out and get the refund for 2020.
Okay, great. Jan,
right.
So it's
Yes,
Form
sir.
911.
I just texted her the link.
Good. So, yeah, take care of that. Now, Michael, he's pretty sharp on these things. And, Michael, do you think if it just sat there, it would take a while?
Well, I don't know if you heard, Tom, but the IRS came out with news that there was upwards of 30 million documents destroyed intentionally in March of 2021. So if that gives you any indication how backed up they are.
What do you mean intentionally? What do you mean intentionally destroyed?
Well, they had 30 million documents, and amongst them was returns, other claims.
But why were they destroyed? Why were they destroyed on purpose?
That I don't know, but it was pretty big news. I think that came out last month in May.
I hope one of them was my return.
Well, a lot of your listeners have been asking where their return is and if it's done processing, and they may be some of the people that are affected by this.
Well, how will we know? How will we know if we had to refile?
Here's what it said.
It's been more than 6 months and the IRS cannot confirm receipt of the return. I would advise your listeners to refile the return as a potential duplicate. And as long as they do a cover page on top of it saying this was filed on such and such date, this is a copy, potential duplicate, that way it doesn't tie it up.
Michael Plantenga, but Larson, Texas, 844 Larson tax. There are experts. 844 Larson, Larson, 844 Larson tax. Okay, thank you. Now, Mark, what were you going to say?
30 million destroyed returns were only 1% of the total information returns filed, and they were destroyed due to a software limitation and to make room in the system for 2021 tax filing. So, in other words, they had so many they couldn't even put them into the system, so they literally just destroyed them.
That sucks, man. I mean, it doesn't suck if it was mine and they don't come after me. I'd love that. Now,
it's crazy.
Let's keep going here now. Now, I know that Warren's been waiting a long time. I do have questions for Joe, too, on Become the Banker. I'll take him right after the break, but let's go to Warren right now, because I know, Warren, you were on earlier and dropped. What's going on, Warren?
Well, I'm calling you from the grave. Turns out my timing's perfect in the show in that I was going to USAA to get a VA refi as well as insurance. However, in talking through about 10 or 12 people, came to one guy that said, we have a serious problem. It shows that you died on March 11, 2007. And I told him I don't feel dead, but
well, hold on.
I don't know what it feels like.
So hold on, man. I'm serious now. These people, why did they list you as deceased? Why, Warren? There must be a reason.
They haven't given me a reason just yet. They were...
And how? Okay. And how did that affect you? You were applying for a loan?
Yeah, I was applying for a refi as well as insurance, homeowners and vehicle insurance.
And who's the one that found out that you were deceased? Which agency?
That was USAA.
Okay, and USAA, were they the mortgage company and the insurance company, or just insurance?
They are the mortgage company and the insurance company that I'm soliciting to get services from.
Okay, and how do they? Did you have USAA before this?
I don't think so, but somehow I'm in their records, and since I don't have a cell phone from way back when, they're unable to process me or something.
When did they say you? When did they say you died?
They informed me on Friday that I died March the 11th, 2007.
Okay. Now, obviously, it was a mistake in their records. Now, did Social Security? Did you go to Social Security? Do they have you deceased?
Not yet. I haven't even thought about talking to them yet.
All right, you have to go to Social Security because those are the ones who the stewards of your Social Security card and all things dead or alive. That's the only agency that counts right now. If you can show proof from Social Security that you are not deceased, and then you can take that and use that for USAA. They're the ones that have to correct their records. You do not have to correct your records.
Gotcha.
So go to Social Security, I'm serious, and just go online and calculate your benefit or do something with Social Security, anything. How old are you right now? How old are you, Warren? Okay.
Years old.
Okay. Go on Social Security. Make sure they don't flag you as dead. Call us back if you need to. But that's the very first step. That's the evidence you need.
With all the supply chain issues that have been going on, I'm sure you've heard horror stories about needing things for your home. Appliances, for example, where people are waiting now a year. But if you need a new air conditioning unit, I want to make sure you know that L&L Heating and Air Conditioning, family-owned business right here in the Denver area for going on 40 years now, they have AC units in stock. They can often install for you the very next day, and almost never is it more than 2 days out. Please get started at bestdenverhvac.com.
Michael Brown here from my partners at the Colorado Business Roundtable. You know, sometimes we forget just how vital businesses are to our state. They're not simply brick and mortar. Businesses support our communities by providing jobs. They provide Coloradans with opportunities, valuable products and services. Businesses provide tax revenue, and they support and fund vital charities. Business is a force for good in Colorado, and we should never forget that. Learn more about the mission of the Colorado Business Roundtable. Go to COBRT.com. That's COBRT.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver. KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings 10, streaming live on our free iHeart radio app and at KHOW.com.
ABC News, I'm Gio Benitez. The Federal Reserve Board is holding its two-day policy meeting, and inflation will be the #1 item on the agenda. That could mean another hike in interest rates. President Biden, speaking to union workers in Philadelphia, says American budgets are impacted by the rise in gas and food prices, and he blasted Russia for creating a global food crisis by blocking grain exports.
So we're going to build silos, temporary silos, in the borders of Ukraine, including in Poland, so we can transfer it from those cars into those silos into cars in Europe and get it out to the ocean and get it across the world.
The U.S. Tennis Association says it is allowing athletes from Russia and Belarus to compete in this year's U.S. Open, but on the condition they play under a neutral flag. COVID cases could be peaking from the latest surge. The CDC shows a plateau for hospitalizations and deaths, but new daily infections still top 100,000. This is ABC News. Voters are heading to the polls in South Carolina, where two Republicans who have been vocal against former President Trump after the January 6th attack on the Capitol could face some competition from Trump loyalists. ABC's Brittany Shepard says incumbent Congressman Tom Rice could be in a tight race.
Tom Rice, one of the 10 Republicans to vote for impeachment, and to be honest, that love lost is not lost on Donald Trump. He is.
Well, they'll give it to you within 90 days. So I'm just going to get my liquid loan, and I'll refi it when and if it goes down.
Hey, they have a, you can lock in an interest rate now with them. They didn't have that prior. Kurt just told me that in the last week.
But I can lock it in?
Yeah, so right now it's generally tied to Tabor. So wherever that is what you're...
I mean LIBOR.
Or LIBOR, thank you. And you can lock it in for 5 years. I don't even know if that makes sense, maybe. You got to just think, are we going up or down?
Well, you know you're going up.
Yeah, but how much? I mean, I don't know.
Well, the other thing is I might just pay cash for my house.
That might be the deal, man.
I mean, if I can't get 6.5% return in a down market, I might as well just pay cash, and then if I need the cash, I'll just get a HELOC.
Yeah.
That may be the smartest thing to do.
Actually, it could be weird too here soon, where second mortgages are actually less than firsts.
Really?
I've seen it happen before. It happened in like 08, 09. But remember, they can call that money once a year. It's a whole different fucking thing.
I had an interest-only loan on my last house from 2005 to 2015. It was tied to LIBOR. The most I ever paid was 2.25%.
Yeah.
So basically, I rented this beautiful house in Cherry Creek Country Club. I was paying $1,300 a month to live there. It was the best deal I ever made.
You there, Tom?
Thursday.
Fox 31 meteorologist Kylie Burse says storm chances are low over the next couple of days, but increase by the weekend. That smoke you may have seen along the Front Range is from the pipeline fire burning in Flagstaff, Arizona. People in about 700 homes there are under an evacuation order. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Route in...
Yeah, it's New Mexico. Oh, it's Arizona.
Barely Arizona, but yeah. That's actually, there's some areas of Flagstaff that are fucking gorgeous.
I've never been there.
Yeah, it's kind of mountainy. It's kind of a lot of big trees. Smarty Marty.
Look, Colorado, we did it. There's media, not just car insurance apps. We're Root, and we use car insurance differently. Our app lets us give you smarter rates based on how you actually drive, not things like your job. Root, for good drivers. Download the app today. Disclaimers may apply. See root.com for details.
Hi, it's Mandy Connell. Join my friends Gary Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KHOW every Saturday morning at 7. It's a live call-in show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
Deck Superstore. Deck building supply. More inventory and better condition. DeckSuperstore.com.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 630 KHOW. Learn how you can earn a full-time income as a short-term trader. That's the Trade Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. The question line is 888-646-8787.
Stay connected with your favorite shows on Denver's Talk Station. Sign up for our newsletter email now at khow.com/newsletter. Breaking news, weather, sports, and more from our community. That's khow.com/newsletter. From your radio to your desktop, and when you ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio, Denver's Talk Station is available everywhere. Just download our free iHeartRadio app. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Now, your chance at a trip to our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword FESTIVAL to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's FESTIVAL to 200-200.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com for help with your pain, your inflammation, even anxiety. I don't know why it works, but it does. Whether you want gel caps or chewables, whatever form, Panacea Life and Golden has it. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off, including cosmetics now with anti-inflammatory properties. Really a breakthrough. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Okay, now, Joe Cano's with us, Become the Banker, and I do have a question for him. Become the Banker is basically a system, and he calls it Become the Banker. And really what it means is you bank on yourself. You invest in an account that grows tax-free that you can borrow from instead of going to a bank. You also become the credit card, technically. You become the line of credit. You become the lender. Right, Joe? Not just become the banker, but I get it. I get what you're talking about. And, you know, that's been your name for a long time, the strategy, that is. And Joe is a certified financial advisor. But this one tool here, he has others, but this one tool is where you overfund life insurance, grows tax-free. And then you borrow from it on purpose, pay yourself back on purpose with a lot of interest like you would your credit card. So you're recapturing your own interest. So what I want to know is somebody wants to know, with the stock market being crazy, this person has a Fidelity account, I believe, and owes a lot of, I think it's Fidelity. Anyway, they have a lot of money in there. Can they make a lump sum contribution? Can they take it out of the stock market right now and make a lump sum contribution and a life just one time and not fund it again?
Well, they could. However, though, the policy will become taxable. It's
why? Why
because,
is that?
They don't allow lump sum payments only into a life insurance policy. It becomes what they call a modified endowment contract.
So how do you make it legal to do it? How should she do it?
You can make it legal by actually doing 2 payments.
That's it?
You can do 2 payments or 7 payments. Yes, you can do more than 1 payment.
That's it. So if she has if she has 700,000 in her stock portfolio, she can take 350 and fund it, and another 350 and fund it.
That's right. She can.
And
do
then
that.
then it's tax free.
It is tax free.
And there's no limit. There's no limit on that.
Now the only limit would be her health, to see how healthy she is. You know, the life insurance company, since it is a death benefit, they have to underwrite the policy. They have to ask medical questions, maybe perhaps have a medical exam paid by the company. But if her health is good, then she shouldn't have any problem doing it.
Okay. And then once they have that policy, they can't take it away?
They cannot take it away, ever.
And then that money will start growing tax-free at the guaranteed 3.5%.
That is right.
And a 1%
liquidity.
And a 1% dividend.
That is right.
And they can borrow from it anytime they want.
They can borrow from it anytime they want. Now, Tom, let me ask you this, okay? If she has an account with Fidelity, is it really for retirement? Because if it is, then the other product that we have called the guaranteed pension account may work a lot better for her.
The annuity.
Than the annuity. So that means that we can actually sit down with her.
Right.
And we can do a review, basically, and advise her as to what is the best road to take for her.
Yes. BecomeTheBanker.org, 303-779-6600. Julie, your turn. Julie, talk about your extended warranty.
Hi. Yeah. My grandson's buying a used car. He's getting it checked out, but they offered him like a used warranty on it, and it's only like for 2 years or 23,000 miles, I guess. And it only covers the engine and like transmission.
How much?
And stuff.
How much?
$2,400.
Absolutely not. How much is he paying for this car?
Like $14,000.
Are you kidding? So he's paying $14,000, and they want him to pay $2,400 on a 2-year warranty that only covers major stuff. And by the way, it won't even cover that because they're going to get out of it. They just suck. Just please, $2,400. Let him put it in a bank and let him just keep it until something goes wrong. But if he takes care of the car, how many miles on this car?
Like 123.
Okay, let me explain something about. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
No, I listened to your show, so he hasn't signed the paperwork or anything.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. He shouldn't. This is outrageous. Now, as soon as he says he doesn't want it, they're going to lower the price.
Right.
But don't let him buy it. I'm telling you, he doesn't need it. If it's got 100, first of all, he's going to have problems with the car with 123,000 miles, but this warranty won't cover him. And I'll tell you why. They don't cover any pre-existing conditions, period. No, come on, man. I mean, that's 123,000 miles on that car, and they won't cover any pre-existing conditions. They also won't cover any normal wear and tear. That's most of the claims you're going to have on a car like that. The only thing they're going to cover are factory defects, for God's sakes. What factory defects have not come out on that car with 123,000 miles?
Right.
Also, he's spending $14,000. Have the car inspected before he buys it.
That's what's getting done today.
Who's he having do it?
I'm not sure.
I hope you called our guy.
What's your guy's name?
Norris, SOS Inspections.
Yes, SOS.
Good. Julie, I'm glad you listened to the show. You have helped your grandfather because you listened to the show.
My grandson.
Grandson.
Oh, I'm sorry, grandson.
I have a feeling her grandfather's no longer around.
Okay. I'm sorry. Nope. I thought she said that. But anyway, you know what? You've helped your grandson. Thank goodness. And how is he paying for the car? Is he financing it?
Yes.
Let me tell you what else he doesn't want. Okay, you listening? No credit
Yes.
life, no credit disability, none of that garbage.
No
None of
mop
it.
and glow.
No, but definitely none of the insurances. Joe, how bad are credit life and credit disability insurances?
Oh my goodness! I mean, first of all, they're very, very expensive,
right?
And the majority of those policies don't pay out anyway. It's only term insurance. It's only
Right.
a death benefit.
Right,
So
and it's only on that loan.
it's only on that loan.
And as you pay the loan down, you still pay the same premium. It's diminishing coverage. It's the most expensive, stupid insurance you can ever buy. Here's what I tell people, Joe. If you're going to take out a car loan and they say, well, do you want credit life and credit disability? Say, no, I don't. In fact, I'll take that money and I can buy a great policy. Really, think about it. For the money they spend on that, think about what they could buy on the open market.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. So, Julie, don't let them buy any of that insurance either, and I'm sure they tacked it on. And don't let them give you the BS that it's required to get financed. If they give you any of that crap, call us back.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you for calling. Thank you for listening. In the long run, it saves a bunch of money. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Harris Family Law does a special kind of law. It's called collaborative law. They are family lawyers for divorce, separation, child custody, support, alimony, or what they call maintenance. Harris Family Law will give you a neutral assessment on your divorce, meaning they'll sit you down and walk you through what it looks like from a neutral standpoint to see what you're in for. And they do that so you're wisely educated. They also, of course, can do as little or as much of the divorce as you want. It's called unbundled services. And collaborative law reaches out to the other party and keeps prices down. That's harrisfamilylaw.com. They are fine people. I hope you don't need them, but if you do, they'll take the heat out of a divorce. 303-515-5000.
Undefeated in 6 elections. That's Lori Sain, the freedom-fighting conservative, running for Congress against Marxist Democrat Yadira Caraveo. Lori Sain, the conservative Weld County Commissioner who won Republican Party backing with a massive 73% of the vote. Lori Sain, 8 years in the Colorado House, taking on Polis and Hickenlooper before him. Now Lori Sain's running for Congress to stop Biden, Pelosi, the Squad, and their Marxist open borders progressive Green New Deal policies, driving inflation and sending gas prices soaring. Lori Sain will expose them. And
Lori Sain, and I approve this message. Paid for by Lori for Freedom.
I want to tell you about K&H Home Solutions. They want you to compare their products. Yes, they do. You know, you've heard of fiber cement siding offering only limited warranties, but K&H's Everlast siding has a lifetime warranty against cracking, chipping, peeling, and fading. It's even waterproof. Never paint your house again. Now save 25% off their regular low prices on Everlast siding. And the fiberglass windows they have, you know, they are way better than what you see on the market. Most of those have a 3/4-inch frame. K&H's Comfort line has a full 1-inch frame. Also available with split finish combinations, so your interior can have a custom color different from the outside. And you save 25% on these beautiful windows. I love K&H. They'll come to your home. No pressure, no high pressure. Make your own appointment or call them 303-421-7100, khwindows.com for is offering the liquid loan. What is the liquid loan? It is a loan that is absolutely wonderful for your home because it's a line of credit. That's right. So you have a 30-year line of credit. Now it pays off your first if you have a first and you're refining, or if you're buying the house, it buys the house. And then if you have more equity, you can borrow more. But you're only paying simple interest, which means you don't pay all the interest up front. You're only paying interest for what's out. Now, to make your payment lower, if you're only going to be there a few years, pay interest only. It's silly to pay anything more than that. Then if you decide to stay, then you pay down your principal anytime you want. $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. If you win the lottery, pay it off. Whatever it is. But it still stays on your house, and you can borrow back the money if you need it. That's why we call it liquid. You pay it down, borrow it back, pay it down, borrow it back. It's a wonderful tool. It is. It's the liquid loan. Every penny you put in the bank counts against your average daily balance, so you pay even less interest. It's called the liquid loan, Tom, from Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500. And now I want to tell you about another kind of mortgage company, and this is Silverleaf Mortgage for your reverse loans. SilverleafMortgage.com. They are good people that will take care of seniors. They even have a nonprofit associated with them that helps fix up a house if, in fact, you want to get it fixed up before the appraisal. Look at Silverleaf will walk you through the process, whether you need a lump sum monthly payments or a line of credit. That's SilverleafMortgage.com, 720-REVERSE.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid.
You can mark that
twice.
Down too.
How's that even possible? To sell your home and get paid twice? You can with Orchard. It's simple. Orchard makes you a solid cash offer on your home. If you agree, boom, here's your cash. Orchard handles everything from there. Paint, repair, clean, list, and show your home. And if your old home sells for
do you see, like, when you leave,
you get the outside cash.
When you leave the program,
can you log out? Hey, Rod, say that again, Tommy. It's offline. Go ahead, say it again.
Can you log out of the program so you're not on call screener? Log out. I mean, when you turn the computer off, if you don't log out and you keep your cursor on, I'm trying to redesign some of this stuff, and it locks it. You're on there.
Well, every time I leave, I log out of everything.
You log out of help?
I do incognito, so you can't even stay logged in. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder, like right there, whose cursor that is locked on that left-hand side.
Well, I have the call screener up in the studio for Doc and
that something stays logged in all the time. Something stays.
Well, you know what we do then? Let's look at what's logged in. Hang on.
It's not a big deal. I
understand, but I bet if we just look at
and during the show I don't mind it, but after the show I like to edit, and I can't edit this when somebody's locked on that spot.
Let me see who all is logged in right now.
And by the way, the cursor, whoever they are, is on the leftmost edge, starting at cell number 3 going down to cell.
Where Jordan was sitting, let me go X out of that right now, okay? Hang on.
ProstateSecrets.com. ProstateSecrets.com. That's ProstateSecrets.com.
Paid for by government.com. Have you heard? The United States Mint has issued the Morgan Silver Dollar for the first time in 100 years. Not only that, but
I am mortified they're at a Disney property.
For the first time ever in history, coin experts are calling this an amazing
mortified.
Who's out of Disney property?
My freaking daughter. I am literally mortified.
Where?
She talks the talk, but she doesn't walk the walk.
Where is she?
Florida.
They're visiting grandparents in their Disney Springs and Mark's opted out of shape.
No. She talks the talk, doesn't walk the walk.
What talk?
What talk? What's the talk?
Her conservative ways. But now she's sponsoring Disney.
Next thing you know, she'll be talking in a Minnie Mouse voice. Come back wearing all Disney.
What your kids do, you guys done an amazing job with them.
Well, I'm cutting her off. I'm fucking We're done.
Okay, Tommy.
That did it.
Okay, so it's just we're not logged into call screener anywhere but here.
No, that did it.
Okay,
good.
perfect.
I need to now make some adjustments.
Here we go.
No, we got to be so thankful that our kids grew up to be what they are.
Yeah, Mark.
We don't need a mascot to save you
money. Yeah, liberals.
For good drivers. Download the app today.
Well, that's because they're young.
Yeah, next thing you know, she's going to say, what, you should be able to have an abortion, a week after you give birth?
No.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Get your calls in for anything. If you have a problem, a question, or a complaint, let us know what we can do for you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So I got an email with a picture. I wish I could share it. Man, this picture is incredible of the camping going on outside their neighborhood. And it's an old broken down pickup truck camper, and they literally have a dining room table and chairs and crap out. And I'm serious, they have a 5-gallon bucket they take a crap in. I mean, where is this going to end? Obviously, with this guy that called yesterday or the day before, I had a heart for him. He said, look, I work hard. I actually work, or I'm on disability now, but I have a car and I stay in my car. Where do I park it? Well, I don't know why they're giving this guy a lot of crap. This guy's not bothering anybody in his car. He goes somewhere else to shower and all that. When they let campers just pull up in front of people's homes, and they are using it as a septic system and a urinal, and they cook out and they have company. I mean, it's like, hey, let's go over to so-and-so's pad. It's what's going on? That's what I want to know. Does anyone understand this? I thought, is there a ban on this? Again, I think they ought to do what they do in Orange County. And that is, if you want to come here, you don't get to camp, but you can go to a shelter, but you have to be urine tested for drugs, and you have to, agree to go through the program. If you really want help, that's what Step Denver did for people and still do for people. If you really want help, you'd go there. But the people that are camping, a lot of them do not really want help. They want that lifestyle. They want that Mark and Suzanne lifestyle, that the nomad lifestyle. No, there is a lifestyle like that, Mark.
No, I know there is. I watched a movie on it. You're the one that told me about it. It's unbelievable. They're not like RVs like people are thinking. They're like broken down vans and stuff, man. It was a great movie on Netflix.
No, but seriously, imagine you live near a park, or you live in a beautiful Denver neighborhood, and lining your street are campers. What would you do?
I'd say I was in L.A.
You can't take your kids out for a walk. I mean, they are literally defecating on that green space between the sidewalk and the street. Cops don't get paid enough to police that.
Yeah, nor pick it up.
No, I'm serious. What are we becoming? I mean, what changed? What changed over the last year and a half to 2 years where things are going crazy? Why are things going crazy?
Defund
Democratic
the police.
Democratic DAs.
Well, defund the police.
Well, the defund the police had a big deal, man. They made police feel like crap. And then it's like, honest to God, criminals got the message that it is okay to rip people off. It's okay.
Dumbest thing we've ever done as a society. It's amazing. Now, of course, everybody's looking back. These DAs are getting recalled, but it's just amazing that people wanted to defund the people that protect us. I'm still amazed by it. Or decriminalize stealing. There's certain cities you can just go steal.
Still.
And there's no consequence.
In L.A., people walk in stores routinely. I saw it. They load up their cart and just walk right out. They're not allowed to be arrested.
And if you try to stop them, like physically stop them, you'll get in trouble.
But, Mark, the unwritten rule here, you may not think it's here, but it is. I'll bet you there are certain department stores that if someone walks in and steals, they're not to stop them. Are they?
Oh, my God. Walmart does not stop people. I mean, they attempt to stop them in every way, but they don't physically stop. Either does Target, either does Kroger, none of them.
And the police won't do anything.
And the employees get fired if they interfere with it.
Yeah,
so even here in Colorado, the police won't arrest them either. They won't get arrested. Go on out and steal. You won't get arrested. You won't. I mean, it's amazing, but it's true. You will not get arrested. Actually, I shouldn't say that.
Speaking of police, Tom, we're going to have a caller on here pretty soon. I can email on this. Listen to this. A few days ago, Castle Rock PD was banging on my door, and when I opened it, well, I'm not even going to read anymore. I'm going to let him tell you when we get him on here in a minute.
Okay, Joe Chiano, become the banker. I have another question. You said you can make a lump sum to an annuity. That could provide income, or you can make multiple payments to life insurance, and that would shelter that money, and you could draw it out tax-free. When you get to retirement, someone wants to know, how do you know how much to borrow that you don't run out? How do you know? I mean, you want it to keep earning. Can you take loans out and have the rest of the money still keep earning interest? So when you borrow in retirement, how do you figure out how much to borrow, Joe? Okay, maybe we got disconnected. Anyway, becomethebanker.org if you want to get
We're trying to get Joe right back up.
It's okay if he's not. We got to take a break now. Anyway, I tried to get in this question. We have 303-713-TALK. If you have a question or a complaint, someone lied to you, cheated you, or ripped you off, if you need help. And again, this one keeps getting email on that Western Baggage or Western Delivery Solutions. Still no action on that. They refuse. They absolutely, positively refuse to do anything. And the airline has not gotten back to her. I think she should go through her homeowner's insurance, but Lufthansa Airlines sent out this delivery place to deliver her luggage at 11:45 at night. Okay? So at 11:45 at night, they deliver her luggage to the street. They dropped it on the street, and that was Western Delivery Solutions. And Angelica said it was stolen 45 minutes later. Her Ring video shows it. And Lufthansa's doing nothing for her. And Western Delivery Solutions, who did it, also known as Denver Bags, and Mike Borowski, the owner, is doing nothing for her. Nothing. Didn't even want to know who the driver was, didn't even want to see the video, didn't care one speck that his driver dropped the luggage out on the street in the middle of the night. And they were stolen. The 3 bags were stolen 45 minutes later. That's Mike Borowski over at Denver Delivery Solutions. 720-327-4846 if you want to let them know what you think of them. You ought to all let Lufthansa know as well. This is one of the most crazy things we heard in a long time. Except there's also another one that's crazy. And that was Tim, who said he went to the VA hospital with a nosebleed. Then he said he ended up with a new hip. Never had a problem with his hip. Never had a problem ever. He walked in. He had no problem. He had a bloody nose. And he wakes up out of anesthesia. And it's like he said they attacked him, put him under, gave him a hip, and he didn't need it. Now, did you look more at those medical records, Deputy Doc?
No, because the two things that we talked about yesterday, that there was a note that they discussed it with him, that he was complaining about hip pain, and they discussed the fact that he had a fractured femur and that surgery would be necessary, and that he understood the options and was going in for surgery.
When they do that, do they get witnesses to these conversations?
Well, no. But the fact that the doctor documented it, and I will look. The only thing that was missing was a consent form. There are 800 pages of medical records, so somewhere in there is a consent form. But no doctor is going to document the fact that they talked to him and they understood the procedure and just make that up. It just doesn't happen.
All right. 303-713-TALK. More coming right up.
There's no doctor in the world that's going to do that.
East Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30. Denver.
Good Lord!
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Baconator.
Not too bad of an
Oh, sweet Jesus.
You know, we got people listening, Tom, that just, it's like, they think that the defunding the police were good. You know, we just listened to fucking Fox News, and that's why we talk about it. It's like we're making it up, and Fox makes it up. Like Fox News got the guy, the DA there, and wherever it was, just removed from office.
Who made a comment? Who made a comment?
We got a bunch of wacko liberals on there sometimes.
On YouTube?
Which is fine. On YouTube, which is fine, I'll say that. But to not believe that defunding the police was wrong is absolutely insane. Even the California people.
Here we go, Tom Lives.
Wendy's Breakfast Baconator will have you sitting sunny side up all day long.
Well, you're
Wake up to fresh cracked eggs, savory sausage, and oven-baked bacon, of course. Order it and start look forward to tomorrow morning at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours only.
You know, I really love Sheridan Auto Tech, and I'll tell you why. Kevin Calkin is the heart and soul of that business, and he treats his employees and his customers like family. That's why I call him affectionately Uncle Kevin. You know, they do maintenance and repairs, heavy repairs as well, even electrical issues. They have 2 locations in Lakewood, just west of Wadsworth, on Havana and Aurora, just south of 6th Avenue. They have longevity, honesty, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value. Right now, especially with the way it is with supplies and costs, please go to someone honest, SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242. And I am telling you this story because it's true. I am saving so much on air conditioning. Now, just today I did it, okay? The house, and yesterday was a great example. The house was warming up a lot, right? I turned on QCColorado.com or the Quiet Cool Whole House fan, and it immediately brings the cooler air from the bottom out through the house, and no matter what, it cools the house down. Now, then you turn on your air conditioner. In conjunction with that, your air conditioner works less. It takes out all the hot air that's trapped up high and brings in cooler air. You can use it in the morning and the evening. Some people use it all night long, and they don't even need air. QCcolorado.com. You will love it. It only takes a couple hours to install, and they don't dig into the walls for switches because you have a remote control. 303-800-3419. I'm saving a ton of money on air conditioning bills, and you will too. 303-800-3419, QCcolorado.com.
Tired of long waits and rushed care in the ER and urgent care clinic? Next time, stay home and let dispatch help bring the power of the hospital to you.
Oh my gosh, it was a semi. Rear-ended one in it.
Actually come to your house. They're the same
Yeah,
caliber.
I drove by that at like 2:30.
Oh,
it happened at 1:30.
Dispatch help can treat most
Still really bad.
life-threatening emergencies.
2:33.
They can do the x-rays, they can do stitches,
that was right next to our
urinary
house.
tract infections, blood tests,
Highway
urinalysis,
66,
ultrasound.
I-25.
It's almost everything that they can
Not
do
bad,
at the
not
ER. You never feel
Oh my
rushed.
God. Motorcycle rolled, slid into the middle lane, and was run over by the International Center.
Oh my God,
Holy
Jesus.
shoot.
Good Lord.
What
was that?
Just this bad accident.
Six people died in the accident right near my house.
Dispatch help really went above and beyond.
They really went on the details on this. Good gosh.
Good grief.
Yeah, motorcycle rolled, slid into the middle lane, was run over by the semi. Oh, God.
As we age, we can't always plan on good health, but you can
Jesus.
plan long-term care coverage to get
It always happens in Weld County, A-Rod. I'm not sure why, but there's bad accidents up that way.
Join my friends from 525 Advisors for their next free long-term care
Highway
planning
66
live webinar.
has
Go to
some bad stuff.
525longtermcare.com.
Especially when you're going east-west, when it's one lane each way. And
Are there semis and stuff on it?
Well,
or
there can be, but it's
is there
just...
no lights? What's the problem
Yeah,
with
well,
it?
I-25 east and west, as you go west from I-25, it's one lane, not a lot of lights, and it's super dark, and it's bad accidents. My parents used to live on Highway 66, west of I-25, and there'd be fatal fatalities behind their house all the time.
You know what highway I learned scares the poo out of me is the one going from Fort Collins to Laramie. Man, Mark and I took Adeline up there to visit her law school. There's scary stuff. I told her she's got to go through Cheyenne up I-25. I don't want her on that highway from Foco to
My brother got to the
Laramie.
point he would not drive that Highway 66 if it was night. It was just that bad.
Crazy.
That bad.
To fix your neuropathy? Are you worried about their side effects?
Is this one actually on I-25?
Front Range Medical Center can
jeez.
help. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to
Yeah, I didn't even
nerves
see that
causing
part. The
burning,
motorcycle got
weakness,
run over
pain,
by a semi.
numbness,
That is
and
crazy.
debilitating balance
Yeah.
problems. Front Range Medical Center can relieve
40.
you from neuropathy.
3-month-old though.
No injections and no drugs,
Terrible.
using the newest, most advanced treatment. You can start feeling relief in only a few sessions. Call Dr. Dean Anderson, DC, at Front Range Medical now for a consultation and exam to see if your neuropathy can be treated. He'll provide a painless neuropathy severity exam, normally $200 for just $27. Take action before your neuropathy gets worse. Call Dr. Dean Anderson, DC, at Front Range Medical at 303-586-7897. 303-586-7897.
Michael Brown here from my partners at the Colorado Business Roundtable. Sometimes we forget just how vital businesses are to our state. They're not simply brick and mortar. Businesses support our communities by providing jobs. They provide Colorado.
Mark's going round and round with the YouTube.
I was about to mention the YouTube.
Are you seeing that?
I just can't believe people. Crime is at the all-time high, like in some places ever. It's never been worse. And they're fucking defending defund the police. I can't believe it.
The same simple one-day treatment I received.
Well, the people in Philadelphia.
Even fucking Biden came out recently and said, no, we got to fund the police department.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Ernie, more on your battle with neuropathy. What's going on? Oh, no, this is not Bennett. This is Ernie. What's going on, Ernie?
I'm good. How you doing, Tom?
Good. Do you have neuropathy?
Yes, and Thursday, I think it was, you were talking, I got just on the end of it, you saying that something about a product that you
there is no one thing. There is no one thing, Ernie. I'm telling you the truth when it comes to neuropathy. But I will say this. There are a lot of scams. There are more scams than there are real solutions to neuropathy. But I would go to a neurologist, and I would deal with it through a neurologist. And I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't know what we talked about that you heard. I said Colorado Pain Care deals.
Saying something about it was a supplement that you were.
I don't remember talking about a supplement for neuropathy.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Well, maybe I just got misunderstanding.
No, you know what?
This Dr. Anderson, I had an appointment set up with him, but after listening to Ben, I didn't go through with it.
Okay. Can I say something
I had
about
to talk
that?
with Ben.
It's unfortunate, okay? It's unfortunate, but they're not, okay, I don't go along with it, okay? I'm just going to say it like it is. I don't go along with Anderson and what he's doing. I have not seen any great results, and a lot of people are disappointed. And you spend a lot of money. Listen, I would say go to legit therapy where your Medicare pays for it. And look, here's what's worked before, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There have been some massages that work, massage therapy, acupuncture has worked. There are some drugs that work. Okay, now you may have been thinking about gabapentin. That has worked in some cases, but not all. That's a really remarkable. But there are Deputy Doc. They don't really have one solution for neuropathy. And another one is this: if it's coming from your sugar load, well, for God's sakes, repair your arteries and veins and get rid of the carb loading. That's one thing. So I don't know.
Anything else, Tom, you need to diagnose it before you decide what the treatment is.
Right. And then it could be a pinched nerve, for which you might need surgery, or chiropractic. But it all depends. There is not one answer for all neuropathy.
I think I'm going to go to Pain Cure. I've had one appointment with them, and after my eyes got to failing so rapidly, it seemed like I kind of put that aside.
And you know what, Ernie? Colorado Pain Care, at least they will be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I was impressed. I only had one appointment with them.
What did they say about it?
What did cutting out on me, Tom?
What did they say about your neuropathy?
Oh, I didn't go for neuropathy. I just went to them because I had this problem with my neck. My neck is in terrible shape. It gives me slight headaches sometimes.
Well, Ernie, that can be why you're having neuropathy.
Right. I was neuropathy. My neuropathy is not really that bad.
Where is it?
It's in my knee, my right knee. That's where it starts at. And then I had been diagnosed with blood clot, and ago, I was on the thinner. But the main thing is really, that I'm dealing with right now is eyesight. I just went to low.
All of this together sounds like diabetes. Have you ever been diagnosed with diabetes?
No, sir. I have a long history about that. I went in the military at.
Why don't you go to someone to find out if you have diabetes or not?
Well, I don't have diabetes. I know that.
How do you know that? What do you know? What your
is 5.
What's that?
My A1C.
Oh.
How they check your diabetes.
Well, that's one of the ways. Okay, good. Listen,
Yeah.
Ernie, like I said, man, I hope, Colorado Pain Care, they'll do really good on laying out your options. But, if I get more I get more emails on neuropathy off the air than almost anything. Neuropathy must affect a lot of people. And some of them have burning sensations, cold sensations, tingling sensations, tiny little spasms in their fingers, their arms, their legs. It must be common. Deputy Doc, that must be one of the most common ailments for probably older Americans. Not even that old. I mean, I've had emails from people in their 40s and 50s. It's
I'm
an
86,
incredible.
So I'm one of your senior citizens. I'm 86.
You're 86?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you doing well?
Well, other than my eyesight and the neuropathy, and then plus I've got I just have this blood clot.
Yeah, well, those are serious, Ernie. I wish you the best. Let me know how it goes with Colorado Pain Care. 303-713-TALK.
Thank you.
713-8255. Mark, you're upset with YouTube comments?
It's not upset. I cannot believe for the life of me, Tom, that people think that defunding the police did not create more crime. We have had the highest crime from coast to coast in this country that we've ever had. And, of course, less police, more crime. Bad DAs or very liberal DAs that don't enforce anything, you're going to have more crime. When you let people steal and you let people beat people up and you let people push people onto the subway tracks and you let things like this go unpunished, then, my God, what do people expect?
You know what, Mark? I think that they're going to blame Trump for it.
Or Putin.
Oh, my God. Everything is COVID, Trump, or Putin.
It's just amazing to me. I mean, these are like real numbers, that there's more crime. They're acting like, oh, it actually worked. There's less crime now after defunding the police.
No one says that, Mark.
Well, I'm telling you, man, I've seen all kinds.
Crack is whack.
Anyway, we got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Dealing with
Well, now they're trying to call the DA in Philadelphia because he's too liberal.
Oh, they'll get that guy easy.
Yeah.
Philadelphia won't put up with that shit.
Well,
Dude, I used to hang on South Street, man. I think now all you would do is get mugged.
They elected the guy. So hopefully they'll get rid of him.
Pinpoint weather, slight chance of showers later this afternoon, 86 for the high, chance of rain overnight, and 52. Sunny tomorrow, 87. Sunny on Thursday, warms up to 94. Right now, it's 80. With your impact traffic and weather, Katie Mitchell, 630 KHOW.
Second half of the year looking busier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Do you know what the main pillars of retirement are and how they can help you? Well, if you go to Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, they will explain to you what they do for you. In fact, we've been talking about retirement today. We've been talking about Become the Banker. We've been talking about other things. So many people wonder, what do you need a retirement planning center for? They oversee everything. They coordinate everything. They do income, investments, taxes, health care, and legacy. They can make referrals, or you can use your favorite people, and then they will make sure you don't duplicate. They'll make sure you're not overspending. They'll make sure you get the best deals. These are trusted, family-owned, team approach people that I really like, and I can refer them to you with all the confidence in the world. They don't charge anything up front. First, they want to make you completely comfortable, and they get your permission for everything they do for you, and they show you where it saves you money. rpcenter.com. Get your planning together. Get your retirement plan so you know it's right. It's 970-663-3211, 970-663-3211. You know, American Restoration 24/7 is one of the few restoration companies I've ever dealt with that I would really recommend, because most of the people in the restoration business, they look at it as a license to print money, not as a license to do things the right way. Most of the time when you call just out of Google or somewhere else and you call a restoration company, you're going to get ripped off. And if your insurance company is paying, they're only going to pay once, and you'll be left with a mess. So do it right the first time. Call a company I know and trust, rock his team with all the EPA certifications needed to fix up your house, to take the insult away, whether it be a fire, a flood, asbestos, unattended death, mold, whatever it is. You need these people at American Restoration 24/7, and here's how you get a hold of them. 8337 AM-REST. Your insurance company can't tell you who to use. You use whoever you want. 8337 AM-REST. Online, amrest247.com. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. For Ideal Home Loans, there's still reason to refi with Ideal Home Loans interest rate guarantee. If rates go down, they refi you free of charge. 303-867-7000. Get rid of high interest debt, remodel instead of moving, or buy new with their exclusive pre-approval, putting you at par with cash buyers. 303-867-7000. Every loan customized for you. First they listen, then they lend. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000. I want you to get to know Mark Massey at Empower Reverse Mortgage. If you need a reverse loan, go see him. Talk to him on the phone. He set up a special helpline for those thinking about a reverse loan. With no pressure, he'll answer your questions. You want to tap the equity in your home? You should. Now people have more equity than ever before. Don't just leave it blindly to someone and then suffer through your life. Use it to fix up your house, or to have assistance in your house so you can stay in your house longer, maybe to save your house from foreclosure. Call Mark and his team at empowerreverse.com. 720-500-719. 720-500-7719.
Undefeated in 6 elections. That's Lori Sain, the freedom-fighting conservative, running for Congress against Marxist Democrat Yadira Caraveo. Lori Sain, the conservative Weld County Commissioner who won Republican Party backing with a massive 73% of the vote. Lori Sain, 8 years in the Colorado House, taking on Polis and Hickenlooper before him. Now Lori Sain's running Congress to stop Biden, Pelosi, the squad, and their Marxist.
So Suzanne's going to co-host with you tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to do an interesting experiment tomorrow. All right.
What are you going to do?
She's going to be in here.
Right.
I'm going to be the star of the show.
We're doing calls.
She's going to do
Kelly.
a top, for the YouTube folks, she's going to do a topless.
Yeah, right.
Learn more about me at LoriForFreedom.com. This is Lori.
Kelly's in tomorrow.
Also, we let Bonnie Shields in.
How's she to work with, okay?
We let the,
Oh, is Bonnie in tomorrow?
No,
I'm saying, I was
it's Garage Magic or Garage Kings tomorrow.
But we've allowed Bonnie Shields to come in, and we the reverse mortgage lady.
Who do we have? Thursday and Friday?
Thursday, I don't think we have anybody. Friday, we have Kevin, Uncle Kev.
Uncle Kevy.
Uncle Kevy. Thursday, we don't have any guests.
Can we call you Thursday, Tom, to check up, or you just have no idea, do you?
I have no idea, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, or I'll call you or text you. It won't hurt me if you call and I don't answer. No
Is
big
Stephanie going to be around for us to check on you with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, do you care if we do that on the air, though?
No, I don't care at all.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous right now as far as I'm just getting nervous as we go.
I'd be terrified, man. I was
not
terrified.
fear.
You'll be fine by Thursday, Tom. You'll be able to talk perfect without any problems.
It's not fear as much as it is nervous.
I was scared shitless to go under for my surgeries.
Yeah,
scares the life out of me.
It's the. Do you understand that that's truly what it is?
It's the
more
anesthesia.
the anesthesia.
It's scary.
It's the lack of control.
Yep, and you lose that time of your life.
Here we go.
It's crazy.
I read an article. Your brain's actually kicking like crazy under that stuff.
While streaming KHOW in the full screen player.
You guys are over-exaggerating. These people are well-trained, and you're in good hands.
Back on.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 703-8255. Is Joe Cano still with us or not? Is he?
He sure is.
He's up.
Joe.
Yes, Tom.
Okay, so I had some remaining questions, but basically, on the Become the Banker, the woman wanted to know, how do you calculate how much to borrow for your payments in retirement so it doesn't run out?
Yes, insurance companies, I mean, they know, they have a pretty good idea as to how long, somebody's going to live. They use mortality tables. So when you begin taking the retirement income stream, that company will annuitize that amount of money to give you a paycheck for the rest of your life.
Do they automatically send it to you?
They automatically will send it to you.
Against the life benefit.
Right, and then the loan will be paid off with the death benefit.
Right,
so
the death benefit.
You don't burden the family.
Hey, Joe, do you have to take an RMD with your product?
No, not for the life insurance. It's a non-qualified product.
He's talking about a required minimum distribution. You can take however much you want.
You can take as much as you want or as little as you want.
Can you take if you're getting monthly payments and you need some extra money, can you borrow extra?
No, once you decide to annuitize, it's going to be a paycheck or a monthly check or a yearly check for the rest of the
And the amount of the monthly check depends on how much you've accumulated and how old you are.
That's right. Exactly.
So some real life examples. If people have here's what I don't understand, Joe. If you can borrow it through your life to buy cars and stuff, why would you have to annuitize it? Why can't you just borrow it like that in retirement?
Well, you can if you like. But, I mean, if you want to have an income, a for sure income that would last you as long as you will, then you do it the other way.
And when they annuitize it, does it stop earning?
Yes, because the paycheck or the check will be guaranteed.
I didn't realize they annuitize it. Is that the insurance company doing that, or do you convert them?
No, the insurance company will automatically do that if you request that from them.
So it's like turning your life insurance into a viatical, as they call it.
That's right. That is right, yeah.
You start living off the proceeds of your death benefit now.
Right, of your cash.
That's really what you're doing. You're taking your death benefit in advance.
That's right. That is right. That's a good way to look at it.
But they always calculate it so there's enough to pay it off.
That's right. Because the death benefit will always be greater than the amount of cash that anybody has. So the death benefit will pay off any loan that was taken out.
So if you, through your life, borrowed enough, you could be limited on your total distribution based on your death benefit.
That's right. Exactly. If you don't pay it back, yes.
Right. Okay. But that's all calculated automatically. And that's becomethebanker.org, Joe Ciano. Joe, thanks for being here. I'm Tom Martino. And don't forget referralist.com for help, information, and referrals and save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.